What a
One of
job.
them, Jake
Hey guys,
Eel Jones.
they're talking about eels. I need to make a quick announcement to the chat as we go to the 30-second countdown. I have to redo all my cameras because everyone showed up. Woo! So we're gonna have a late start, but in the meantime, everyone can just listen to this eel conversation as Julia tells us how she trains eels.
Don't get anyone's hopes up. I do not train eels. I don't think you can train
So
eels.
when you're
You like,
barking at
Just
them
smashing
to
her feet.
tell them your
She's just
orders.
like, dodge!
yeah. Do you like wiggle sardines over them and put a poop above the water to make them jump through it like seals?
I wish. That would be incredible. What I do is I find I used to do it. The eel season's over. I do something else now, but we have eel traps in the river, and it's like a box, and then there's like a channel for them to swim up, and then they get stuck in the box, and I scoop them out with a little fish net, and I put them in a bucket, and then I count them.
That's wonderful. That is a
And,
great
and
job.
it's like when you're counting them, you start to like do the hypnosis training, or
Yeah. You were
Yeah,
getting very sleepy.
I name all 700 eels in my bucket. All
there's
of them.
700 eels you have to
700?
train.
How
Jesus
big is that
Christ!
bucket?
It's a big bucket, and they're small. They're like tiny eels. They're
Okay.
babies.
Are they like worm size?
They're like worm length but skinnier.
Oh.
Did you
That's
name
terrible.
one Eel Thurman?
Sure.
Are they like piranhas? Like you
Oh,
didn't
man.
winter bottle to die?
JC.
No.
Are they morays?
They're actually American eels.
Oh, so you're
We got
stealing our... So this is an eel smuggling operation that you're running here, huh?
Okay, but no joke. We have to count them because they're endangered because people steal eels.
Why would you steal an eel?
You're one of them.
Don't trust
No,
those
This sounds like
folks.
a Dr. Seuss villain.
Okay, I count them and then I put them back in the river, but people steal these baby eels, and I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's because they make really good like fish bait.
Oh, they're good
But-
sushi. Eel is really good for sushi.
Oh, maybe they steal it for sushi. I don't know, but people are stealing these endangered eels, so that's why I'm out there counting them.
I just
Good.
imagine Japan is like making secret operations into Canada.
I'm pretty
stealing
sure
the American
Helga
eels.
is like a
Wow.
secret agent
Yeah.
who
100%.
not just counts eels but also fights people who try to steal them.
Yeah, that's my job.
She's
I'm
the
definitely
eel
not.
police.
I'm definitely not running a summer camp right now. I'm beating up eel thieves.
That's a good one. The eel
All right,
Gestapo.
we're in. We are in, everyone. Welcome to City States of Klovisa, // the God War. Today, we have all members of the Saturday / political team. So, welcome back, Helga. Alden, I'm glad you can make it.
Me too, I think.
Nice. Not nearly as exciting as I continue to make micro adjustments to my cameras. I'm glad that Alden has figured out that Alden is an actual name that people have in real life, though, which was discovered last session.
Yeah, I'm stealing people's names now.
So how's everybody doing?
Very good.
Good.
Nice.
Pretty good, John.
As
Pretty
Macy
good.
runs away.
Glad. I'm super glad. John is continuing to distract himself by making... My OCD is just kicked up to 11 that I have to do something else, guys. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. John is going to look away from OBS so he doesn't have to see his own cameras. Guys, we're in the God War. It is some time, and I need someone to give me a recap as I look for my calendar. And since Helga wasn't here these past two sessions, Helga,
Should be Helga.
you want to give us the recap?
Yeah.
Joke's on you. I watched most of it.
Oh, shit.
And I wrote stuff down.
Oh my
my
god.
Oh.
The
What's happening to our party? It's going to shit.
I knew you guys were gonna ask me to do it. I came prepared.
I just got Uno reverse card, like, on live fucking television. Holy shit.
I'm not gonna lie though, I didn't watch all of it. I didn't have time, but I watched
That's
most of it. So
That's fine.
okay.
Not
If you
much
watch
happens.
it on 1.5 times, John sounds just fine.
Oh, I did watch it on 1.5.
What does that mean? Am I getting added now, too? Do I talk too slowly?
No, I just like to hear things very fast.
That's fair. I do, too.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So Coraline woke up 2 weeks ago. So that was really cool. And she had a chat with the tyrant about why and how she came back, and also if she would continue to work with the team. She is going to continue to work with the team. Also, there was a line in there that I thought was funny. Coraline thought Helga was dead, which was cute. Not dead. You're good. Then Coraline went to go get her mind probed by Ozark for a bit, and he didn't find anything too damning, so that was fine. Revik met the team, and Alonso got teleported away to be a political hostage for the League of Explorers, which nobody seemed too upset about, except Thatch a little bit, but probably because he's a political hostage himself, so that's not ideal. Then there was some talk about a fast-growing plant from Destry that people are confused about, so that's an issue. And there was some talk about kidnapping a dryad that might be there, so that might happen, I hope.
What?
Kidnapping a dryad? I think that'd be fun.
You're
I hope it
upgrading
happens.
dogs to dryads now? It's just a kidnapper?
Not as fun as a princess, but I mean.
No, that's after
like
dryad.
Next
Yeah.
one, dragon.
Yeah. Paradigm learned that his map can't magically locate people. That was fun. It's not like a GPS for people. Then Coraline came back. They rejoined the party. And everyone went to Alcazar minus Helga. And also, I think there was some business with a snake. Paradigm has a
Yes.
snake now.
Paradigm
So
has
that's
a snake.
fun. They went to the Citadel, tried to talk to Mario, wandered around the building for a little bit before someone brought them to her. And I think most people passed their check, but Coraline really, really loved that girl, so she wanted to stay. That didn't work out for her. And Mario did not know of any other dryads in the area, so that was what they learned, and then she got mad at them, so they all left.
And Qua.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically how it went down, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's pretty
Yeah,
accurate.
Then everyone back to Tolls. They talked to the tyrant. Then they talked to Meza, and they didn't learn much from her except, common sense stuff. And I think that's all that happened.
That was basically it. And so
That
I'm
sounds
going to
like
take it
pretty
from
good.
here.
It's
Guys,
impressive
it
for somebody
is...
who wasn't there.
Yeah.
I just wrote down what I thought was funny.
You got it.
I
You
literally
nailed
watched it 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Guys, it is the 13th of April, also known as Spring Sendance. It is a fantasy month. And we are not going to start out with any of the main political team. Instead, we're going to start out with Revik.
Shit.
Revik, you are called into a room, I suppose. A normal office room with sparse furniture. A single table, 2 chairs. It reminds you of an interrogation room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi. Is this about the vampire thing? Because the tyrant talked to me about it already. It should be okay.
You are looking at Materialize Shade right now, Revik. Do you remember him from your snack room meeting? This
yes, I do.
plain-looking redhead dude who's like wearing a gimp suit underneath like a jacket.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Okay.
He also got us out of Forge of Alvin.
Yeah, he got you guys out of the Forge of Alvin, and he has bad news, Revik.
Oh, what's that?
Let's enter scene, I suppose, as John looks for his sad piano music. Shay doesn't say anything for a moment, which is odd because he is a talkative guy when he's in your
We're both
periphery.
kind of just sitting there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He, from his jacket, poorly concealed, reveals a familiar longsword that was handcrafted and enchanted by the tyrant.
What are you doing with that? That looks like a friend of mine's.
He slowly places it on the table and asks for you to sit down.
I stand up and then sit back down.
Shade leans over the sword and tells you Zero is dead.
No! No! Wait, you're kidding, right? This is a joke? This is a prank? I left for 5 minutes. It's been a
Stares at
month.
you. We just got his body back. We have been in communications with your old team, but he was apparently assailed by a prolific serial killer in Maelstrom the day they went in there.
Is everyone else okay?
He can't answer that question because they are still in a time lock and he does not know.
Oh no. Dude, is the serial killer dead? Am I on a path for vengeance now? Is that why you're contacting me? Do I have to kill this guy?
He is dead. Your team was rewarded, but no one wanted to utilize this magical item, so they thought to offer it to you first. Before it goes in the armory and someone gets it later.
I can't cry anymore. My eyes, they're not... I can't feel any moisture. Revik's gonna reach out and gingerly pick it up.
You can pick up this weird, heavy longsword that you had once seen be used rather efficiently as first a non-lethal weapon against children and then a very lethal weapon against adults. Do you draw it?
I pick it up. I see how it feels in my hand, and
It is a curved, single-edged longsword. It starts off thin towards the hilt and then expands into a leaf-shaped blade at the top, or I suppose a half-leaf. You feel magic course through you. A thin barrier of sorts is expanding around your body, which will help defend you in the future, should you wield this in combat.
I was told that I had to break bonds because my mortal friends would die one day. But it feels like Zero's right here. Thank you for the weapon. I'll protect it and make sure it's safe, and maybe someday you'll go to Arvo and he can take a look at it. I'll hold on to it.
Shade leaves you with the memento, and I suppose a very powerful +1/+1 longsword.
Thank you, Shade. That night, Revik heats up some cardboard and put some paprika on it, and he takes a bite, and he goes, "It's not the same."
It's not.
And he can't cry, but he feels like he wants to cry.
You feel a strong, painful racking within your guts, but it is non-organic. It is purely from your something, I suppose.
There's a phantom limb in my emotions.
Yes, a phantom organ. This sword is named. I will type it in chat.
So run there.
It is Turn Carthray. It is a +1 longsword that uses finesse, if you so choose, since it is a Ulathaean blade by design, and it also gives you +1 to your AC when you use it, making it a +1/+1.
Cool.
For those confused in the chat.
Awesome. That is super useful.
It will be.
The
The following morning, everyone awakens. Well, wait, no, actually, this is still the 13th. So we'll do you eating dog treats as you leave, I suppose. The party is gathered. Helga, you are summoned from your fucking parents' house. What have you been doing these past 2.5 weeks?
Well, my parents caught on a little bit, I think, so I've had some long conversations and I haven't been allowed to go anywhere for a little bit.
You're grounded, Missy! Until we know what's going on!
I managed to convince them that I was accelerated through medical school and now I'm a field doctor.
You're a medic? Unbelievable!
So that's why I was gone. It took a long time.
They throw their hands in the air, disappointed as all get out. They thought you were going to become a civilian doctor in a developing medical field, and now you turned out to be a magical spellcaster who's just in battle. Do you know how dangerous battles are, Helga? You think we want to see our daughter die?
I know, I don't want to die either, but here's the thing. See, I'm just the medic. I stay at the back. Wink, wink.
That means you're the biggest target! They're gonna target you first!
But that's just mean. Why would you target the medic?
Because you don't want them to heal their friends, Helga! Your dad shakes you in the same voice as your mom. No! Stop this!
I'm sorry. I can't. I signed a contract. I can't just stop.
Ah! They cry. They fall to their knees, hugging you. Your brother is in the corner, sad that he can no longer blackmail you to keep your secret. But the truth
I'm very
is
happy
out.
that I no longer have to pay my brother.
Yeah. Your 13-year-old kid brother. It's just like, damn it. At least I got a dog now.
Hey, that is my dog. You're just looking after him.
The dog is by your brother's heels, barking at you while your parents wail. We can fast forward to you going back to work, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
There's a knock at the door. Someone's like, hey, we need Helga to come to the tyrant's court. They're just like, what? No! And then you leave.
Yeah, I give them both a hug and I leave.
They try to drag you to the ground and hold on to your ankles as, you know, they throw their childish fit. And then you get to meet Thatch, Coraline, Paradigm, Antoine, and a frog vampire, who are all hanging out within the snack room, as it is so called.
Yeah, I ignore the two new people and make a beeline for Coraline, and I immediately hug her and I go, oh, I didn't know. I don't know what I did, but I knew I would save you. I knew I would do it.
You really did. Oh, I can't believe you're still alive. I thought the other two were going to get you killed. And Coraline just lifts her up and does the, the twirling around hug.
You do so.
Nice. I give you back your cloak also. I say thank you very much. It's a nice cloak, but you should have it back now that you're here.
Oh, thank you. We have so much to discuss. Coraline kind of approaches Helga. Is it true the other two spent all this time trying to save me as well?
Yeah, they really tried hard.
Even the horse?
Even the horse, even this weird short guy they replaced you with was trying to save you.
Oh, I thought I saw something. I thought he was the butler. He was dressed so proper.
Yeah, I could see how you would make that mistake.
Oh, it's really good to be back. To have you back, Helga.
It's nice to see you.
Paradigm and Antoine too, I guess. Now we have this frog and this old guy.
Oh yeah, after when she mentions them, I turn around and realize that there are two other people there, and I introduce myself.
Thatch, why don't you go and introduce your character one last time before never doing it again, and then we'll get Brood / Revik.
Thatch is a very large half-orc standing very tall, pretty thick and muscular, but a bit on the older side. A little bit of gray in the hair, a little bit of creakiness in the knees. They kind of crack every time he sits up and stands down. And he is a imposing figure, but also a figure that exudes calm and kind of observes as opposed to jumps or shouts out.
What does Revik look like, Brood?
Revik's like 5 feet exactly. Very like lean frog. He's like pale white skin, and his eyes are sort of like not cataract over, but like very gray. He watched the exchange with Coraline very intently. Probably because this was the only time that this whole group has shown any sort of affection towards one another. And then he's got like this sick-looking sword now in a scabbard and a bow on his back. And he just nods to Helga. I was like, "Hi, I'm Revik. Hi."
Hi, I'm Helga.
Cool.
Cool.
As this awkward greeting continues on with Thatch staring everyone down in the background, the door to where usually the Tyrant shows up is opened. But instead of the Tyrant, it is your technical supervisor who makes like guest appearances more so than actually supervises. Princess Just Meza. She arrives with a red-haired gimp suit wearing man who is missing his, stylized hood, I suppose, that most gimp suits are known to have. He's wearing a sports team's jacket for Detonation Ball, the Tull Spirit Beasts, which they are now being called. He gives a small wave, but stands in the background as you guys meet Just Meza. Again, for the first time. I don't know how many of you guys know her. I know Thatch does, I know Revik does. Tamer and Paradigm definitely, but does Coraline and Helga?
We met her last
I don't think so.
game.
Okay, then this is the first time introduction for you, Helga. Just Meza is a 20-something-year-old, finely dressed, actual princess from a different country and continent altogether. She waves to you specifically, and then, I guess, begins the briefing. So you 6 are planning to go to Destry in search of a crop?
I guess.
Well, let's hear your plan. You've had 4 days to come up with one.
Looks at the old man.
Yeah, I think at that point, sitting next to Thatch is a map of the Destry area and maybe like 7 or 8 different pages of notes. And he will organize them out and say, alright, here's what we've come up with. Our plan is to purchase supplies here in Tulst. We will then... we are also going to purchase some way to disguise our dear noble steed as a horse. So that we can go to Destry, procure a wagon, have Paradigm move it out of the city, and then all gather outside of the city, and then our dear Anchois, who we've been discussing the movement speeds and carrying weight of phantom steeds, will start summoning said phantom steeds and carry us through the countryside. By the calculations that we have worked out together, we figure that we can move from Destry to our proposed location in 6 hours, which will leave us plenty of time to find a way to hide in the darkness. I believe the plan that was proposed was something with mold earth and a tiny hut, and then we will observe the area and the countryside, looking for this plant, watching for its growth, looking for people interacting with it, possibly collecting a sample, and then finding a way to safely return.
I, John, am so sorry. Someone is knocking at my door. I need to go see what that is, because my roommates don't normally do that.
Copy that.
We're gonna be right back, guys. Sorry. So sorry about that, guys. My landlord has finally figured out that a tree from my neighbors had fallen into our backyard. And he called, like, a logging company to do that. So if I have to get up and help them unlock or move something, I just had to move my car.
You're not more worried about the chainsaw in the background?
No, my mic is God tier. Are you kidding me? Like, I could go, like, 5 feet away and just scream into a wall, and it won't pick it up.
You know, he says that, and then the last time his roommates were drumming, it drowned out his mic.
That was a different mic. That was my shitty snowball. That's on the other side. I have this new, dope Samson mic with high ASMR tier levels.
Hey, I'm uncomfortable now. I would prefer that it was the hooker and not the mic now.
Okay. Well then, Thatch was speaking about movement having estimates of 6 hours to get to a destination. And the only question that Meza has is where are you guys planning to go exactly?
Well, we were
No.
planning to go to the area around Duke Aldrich and her, I believe, her estate, if I'm correct.
They are siblings,
Yes.
yes.
If we wish to capture someone that knows more about this thing, that would be the best place to start.
That is
Okay.
also where we planned on observing the growth of these plants that we've heard of over the course of, hopefully, a week, enough to gather information and then time for us to get back.
Understood. You do all understand that if you are caught, this will undoubtedly lead to continued and greater hostilities within the region, yes?
We understand, but the alternative is that Thorzor joins Duke Aldrich and attacks Destry, so something has to be done, right?
Okay. I'm just repeating
Yes, no
this.
witnesses.
I believe our backup
She
was
nods her
kidnap
head
the Duchess.
at Coraline.
Coraline, no witnesses. She meant like not getting caught. Not.
Of course. We make sure that nobody alive has seen us.
Paradigm nods. Yeah, yeah.
That's what it comes to.
Coraline.
Hopefully, we won't be seen in the first place.
Do not worry. I have a non-lethal way to erase somebody's memory. It works very well.
Meza looks at you.
Cool.
Would
Cool.
you like to share?
Coraline winks at Meza.
Okay. She
Secret,
understands.
A family recipe.
Yeah, God must have taught her.
She understands, I think.
Probably.
Well, what do you need? I will have... And she kind of looks to the guy who's just, like, spectating in the back of the room next to the door. We will be able to help procure you some things without the usual means in which we go about that.
Smuggling?
A wagon and possibly a boat, depending on where we need to be.
What kind of wagon? Just a covered wagon, as if you're frontiersman?
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds good.
Does it need to be
Such
covered?
wagons
Does it?
do
I
such
think
we would
covered
like
would
it.
be best, but
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, we're going to be moving during the night. So covered would be nice. Any kind of cover that would help obscure vision, but something that we can hopefully either obtain locally. If we're bringing it with us, that's fine. That would probably work better. But something that won't stand out.
They wanted to be able to hide a horse.
True.
So, like a horse trailer?
All right, that sounds that would work. Horse trailer would work, but
You just want a horse trailer to move horses?
we have equipment to carry also, you know, supplies and stuff.
We could
We
get you
plan on
That
being
fit?
there. for-
a double horse trailer to hold two
Horse
horses?
trailer.
Yeah, that would work. I mean,
Double
yeah.
decker.
A deluxe, I think is what
Horse
they're
trailer
calling it.
can carry many people.
Out of curiosity, Meza, do they have horse trailers near where we're going? They're kind of like a very rural area, right? Like it wouldn't stick out. So
They do not, no. Because why would you need a horse trailer when you ride horses anyway, right?
Right. We'll
Yeah.
take a wagon.
Okay.
A wagon will do.
We will go talk with some of our people in the agricultural division to see if they have anything in which you're describing and try to discreetly load it upon the next airship to Destiny.
You know, if it's easier, I'm a pretty good driver. I don't know, I could drive us.
You want to drive
Yeah.
to Destiny?
Is
Sure.
Oh
It's
no,
like a
not
four-wheel-
again.
Deal.
The last time she drove, we hit a tree.
Oh, not her
Oh.
fault.
We
The
drove
tree came
over a
out of
canyon,
nowhere.
I believe. We drove over a canyon.
We almost
I-
drove into a canyon.
Yes, it. That was it.
I have my license. I can do it.
Perhaps we could borrow another one of those little airships?
No.
The last one was terribly maintained, but maybe...
Definitely
Never.
not.
That's a good idea.
Unfortunately, No.
You are forbidden. Remember, Corleen. forbidden.
We're gonna go and look for a wagon. Do you need horses? Are we shipping over horses?
You would do that? You would just ship us horses? We could do that?
Potentially, but
I think the Phantom Steeds are better than horses. In
Phantom
terms of,
Steeds
like,
will be better than horses.
okay. So
Are
it's
they?
magic you're going by.
Well, they won't look like paradigm like horses.
Well, I guess we have some animal
I don't
handling.
think they need to look like me.
Yeah, I
do
mean
not.
that's true.
As much as
but,
I want them to, I don't think they need to.
just warm up a few constructs and then. No.
Thatch will
Alright.
speak up and say, if you were going to procure this wagon, I think that Anshua and I would like to go with you, as we have a little bit of practicing to do.
Do you have
then
a way
if you-
of not looking like a cop? Because I'm not going to lie, Thatch. You look like a police officer in Tulsa.
We'll get him close.
Like
We'll
you have
get
that
him
old
close.
man vibe that does not scream
Dress him
of
up as a field inspector.
discretion. Okay, I don't know if you guys understand how a spy game works, but there are spies in our city keeping an eye on our movements at all times.
Yeah, we met
The whole
Shade.
purpose of
Right.
us getting this wagon discreetly is so that we do not alert any potential Destrian spies from Aldrich onto your plans. That's why we're gonna go do it, since we know what we're doing, she says, pointing to the red-haired guy and herself. And Thatch looks like a cop. I don't know if any of you have, like, seen one or interacted with one before, but just look at him. And
It
she
reminds me of
gestures.
Sydney a little bit.
He reminds you of
Cindy?
Cindy?
The Spy
Yeah,
Master?
Cindy?
The Cop
Cindy.
Master in Falcazan?
Cindy.
Okay, you guys.
I only know Shade.
We're gonna
is
go
all-
find a wagon. Maybe Antoine can show up, because he looks like a bumbling fool most of the time.
We don't need to be there to procure the wagon. We just need access to the wagon.
Oh, okay,
When we
yeah,
create
totally.
when Anshua creates the Phantom Steeds, we will have very little time from when they're created until we need to be moving. And we need to practice creating a steed and hooking it up to the wagon quickly so that when they are ready, we are ready to move.
Alright. You guys...
That can be done at the airship dock under cover of
We will
I don't
have...
know, but
you
I don't
guys
know from
will have
everybody,
access to the wagon before you depart. And if not, you
Right.
can practice in Destry. If that's all you need, then we will be off to get this done as fast as possible.
I do have a list.
Uh,
And Thatch will pull a piece
Opens
of
a
paper out,
scroll.
open the scroll up.
He
Rolls
goes
down
across the
floor.
room.
We will need a large blanket, 50 feet of silk rope, a set of saddlebags, 6 sacks, and 84 rations.
84 rations.
Yes.
Could I also
Yeah,
have
you
a
can get all
pie
that.
waiting for me, like a pie in the ship that we're heading
No.
off? You know.
You can fuck off, Antoine.
Oh. Oh.
He wants catering.
They can get you all of that stuff rather easily, Thatch.
All right.
So please add it to your sheet. And we can fast forward straight to you guys being on the airship at night after Revik mourns eating cardboard and paprika.
Pardon me, Princess. One more thing. If we are going to be at the Duke's place, we may be able to sneak into some higher-end functions to capture someone with the knowledge we need. For that, perhaps we could have a set of formal clothes for those of us that would pass less conspicuously. And he kind of looks at the frog, the horse, and the really big half-orc who looks like a cop.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thatch
If
could
you
just
are
be your
trying to
bodyguard.
infiltrate a building, you having disguises won't help. You should assume that everyone on a guard duty will know each other. And that when a new guy shows up, or when 6 new guys shows up, something suspicious is going down.
I was perhaps thinking of some of us being invited as guests of some of the other guests.
Is there a
don't
party
suppose it's a
going
diplomat.
on in Duke Aldrich's place? Do you have
Do not the
information
nobles always
that?
have parties?
Not that we know of.
No,
Oh, very well.
I think
Such a
Thatch
dull-
will
they're out
say-
in war with every
line.
other noble class within their entire thing, entire region. She looks at you suspiciously, Coraline. Do you have information
Coraline just
that we don't
imagines
have?
she imagines the rich people just party nonstop, and this is kind of her image of these type of people would do.
Oh.
Well,
Stop
this is stories
reading
you give me
Castle
of
Power.
Rodrigo's place. I mean,
Stop.
what am I supposed to expect?
He's heard too many of our stories of Rodrigo.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, that guy knew how to party.
All right, we're pressed for time. We're gonna go get this done.
I just had a quick question about the politics team already got its downtime week, right?
Yeah.
Like the one that. Okay, cool. Alright.
Okay.
Or were you gonna practice your hemocraft, vampire?
Something like that. I hear you are interested in blood cocaine?
Ah? What's the what? Blood cocaine, you say?
We can talk more about this later. When. Not here, though.
He pulls out a vial of cocaine that he has on his person at all times. What can you do with this?
You keep it in a vial. Just...
That's all I had.
I'll talk to Duke Aldrich about it. We'll find out.
Sorry?
We'll find
Okay,
out.
well, I'm done asking questions. I just want that. I mean,
Well, I'll find out. Not here.
Fast forwarding 12 hours into the late evening, you guys will have access to all of the equipment on your list, Thatch. The
I look
wagon.
for my pie.
There is no pie, unfortunately. You can order one from the cafeteria. They can make you
One pie,
I
please.
suppose.
One pie, please.
They give you a blueberry
you.
pie. It is delicious.
would you like to? He'll wiggle the vial of cocaine. Would you like to spice it up?
Nope, no, thank you. That's quite all right.
Is it a big full-size pie or like a mini pie?
It is a full-size pie, yes.
Sweet. Antoine, can I have some?
Of course. Pie for
Thank
everyone.
you.
Everyone has celebratory pie.
I'm fine. I'm in mourning right now. He takes another bite of the cardboard.
Oh my god.
I sprinkle a bit of cocaine on my pie.
Thatch leans into Helga. Is this how it always goes?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just wait till we get to Destry. I'm going right back to that library.
The airship is not scheduled to leave until early morning at 5 a.m. But you
That's
guys have access to your wagon, so I suppose it's time to give us some practice checks to see how quickly you can saddle a phantom horse.
Yes. I think during that time Thatch will change out of his Tulsa uniform into some common clothes so that he doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted.
I wonder by what.
And then during that time before we go to practice, I would like to pull Coraline aside.
All right,
Say-
Coraline, you see this man who's just taking off his uniform, putting on new clothing. You guys are having a conversation.
Oh, by all
Coraline.
means, don't stop on my account.
Oh no.
Thatch's green will turn just a little shade of red on that on that note. And he'll say, Coraline, Paradigm has shown some reluctance in anything affiliated with being a horse. Do you think you have any way to disguise him so that we could use him to carry the cart out of town to an area of less visibility?
I assume you mean something where he would be in a state to be able to help us after, not,
No, not like that. No, we
Of
need
course,
him
of course.
to. We
Excellent,
need him
you've
to
passed
pull
the
the
test.
wagon out of town. After we're out of town, it won't be a problem. We need him to pull the wagon out of town. You think you can take care of that?
I can weave a cloak of illusion around him. It may not be perfect, but it could help under moderate scrutiny. Would 20 minutes be enough to get us out of town?
No idea how big Destry is. Our only issue is we have to. He's gonna stick out like a sore thumb at some point. We might as well use him to take the wagon and get to an area of less visibility. Whether it's mundane means of disguising or magical, I don't know. Whatever you think is best, but if you're able to do that, I'll leave that to you.
Well, yeah, actually, I can move it up to 60 feet per hour. Yes. I think I can do something. Perhaps if Paradigm could hold the thing, and she starts making moves as if to picture Paradigm as an elephant, kind of hide his entire shape within the illusion. Nah, maybe just a big horse. I think I could do something.
Okay, thank you. And then
But
Thatch
if you
will
want-
head off to practice with Antoine on tacking up horses to a wagon.
But really, Anchois is the specialist in this magic. Mine is rudimentary. Some tricks on it.
All right.
Well.
Let me go look up what Phantom Steed is.
You guys are gonna tarnish my immaculate horse hotness with some picture of just some normal, boring horse.
You know what? If
18
that gets
hotness
us not seen,
horses attract
then yes.
attention.
I can't help how hot I am.
hence the illusion.
Made in my creator's image.
All right, I need some sort of check regarding, I guess,
Animal handling.
Animal handling?
I suppose it would be animal handling, but it's not actually you controlling an animal, right? It's you hitching a wagon to animals that are already, like, summoned to have saddles and bits and bridle and stirrups. So what would
Survival?
be a correlating check with that? I'm honestly
Sleight of
thinking it's
hand.
like a sleight
I'd
of
say
hand.
int or dex-based animal handling.
Maybe.
Hence the
Okay.
need for Thatch to practice.
I mean, they're just phantom steeds. They're not gonna fight it in any way. They're
Right.
just
Yeah.
gonna stand
True.
still, inanimate, until they get told to move.
Right. I guess.
This-
Well, because
it
like
makes-
it takes a minute to take off armor, right? We're trying to do this really fast.
I think it's just as simple as hooking up ropes or something from the wagon to the steeds. It's not like we have to worry about, properly setting a bit and bridle because they're not
Yeah.
going to.
We don't.
Well,
They're
let's-
already there.
Let's
they're
ask our
already
resident
there.
horse girl.
Yeah.
Julia, how long does it take to riddle a horse?
It's a good question.
You know, I've never hooked a horse up to a wagon. I just rode them. Sorry, you can't help.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay, how long does it
I'm
take to
gonna
saddle?
say it takes 5
To
minutes.
saddle a horse?
Uh,
Yeah.
It already comes with saddles, guys.
I'm. Okay,
Yeah, it's
that is
we don't
true.
have to saddle it. It is summoned with a saddle already. We literally
Mhm.
just have to hook it up to a wagon.
Yeah.
It would definitely be faster than saddling a horse.
Yeah,
can
I've
tell you
seen
right
people
now-
do it. I've just never done it.
Just connecting a rope to a saddle, or like whatever little bit that would connect to the saddle to the wagon, would take less than fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah, it
Tying
wouldn't
shit
be
up
that
as
hard.
quick as hell.
Well, they have harnesses, right? I'm guessing. I don't know.
The point of me asking to practice was to avoid having to make a check every time. I just want to get accustomed to it so that we can do it quickly. If you want us to make a check, we can. But the idea was
so
we're
you
gonna
guys get
think
there
ahead.
at midnight. I'm just hand waving this. This is super non-important to me.
There you go.
You literally have a horse that will do whatever you tell it to, so you don't have to do any animal handling at all whatsoever. And then it's literally just you connecting the horse attaching mechanism of the wagon to said horse that is not resisting you. This
Sounds
is if Antoine is the only one doing the ritual casting for Phantom Steed, right?
Yeah.
Then you guys should be able to finish the first bit and bridle before the second horse is complete.
Yeah.
Easily.
Okay, then we're gonna hand wave this.
Okay.
It's hand
Not
wave.
it's not the place we want to focus, I guess, our game on.
Yeah. So you guys spend the night practicing, getting ready, doing this weird Formula One horse equipment change, I suppose. And at 5 a.m., they're ready to take off with you in the cargo hold.
Just imagining Antoine using the torque wrench on the horse's knees, making sure it's ready to run.
Go, go, go.
This
Antoine,
is-
what do your phantom horses look like?
They look like Paradigm. I've tried to make them somewhat modeled after Paradigm, you know?
Just
So
Paradigm.
they
but
look
with
like a bunch of
horse's head
Paradigms.
just at his neck. See, here's the real thing about like doing that. Like a centaur's body like tilts upward, like at a sudden verticality.
Yeah.
So when you try to do that, the head just like comes up like a periscope and starts looking around, rather than like having an actual neck.
The whole fucking torso turns with it.
Yeah. It's like a child's drawing of a horse. So everyone take a look at your sheets. Take a look at your party sheet. 'Cause as soon as we go out, we're not editing things that we could have gotten at Tolst.
Oh,
Sounds
sure.
good. I have a list of all the things that we are carrying and putting onto the wagon with us.
Does it have a
You want me to
weight
post
that
it?
you...
Yes, it
Do you-
has a weight of 187 pounds of stuff. Do you want me
Can-
to put it in the chat?
I need you to put in
For
the
the game?
party sheet, not the chat.
There's a problem with that. I don't have access to a party sheet.
Fuck, it's because
Oh,
you
John.
joined us. Don't
I like how the
John
cans of
me.
food from the truck are still in the party sheet.
Yeah, they are.
Why didn't you guys
Nice.
update that, huh?
I
'Cause we were in
honestly
town.
never remember this thing exists.
We just kind of forgot them wherever we left our boots.
Hey,
when we
who's
came
messing
to
with the
tire
party
store.
sheet when I'm trying to edit it?
But I'm really glad that the book I got from the library is in the party sheet.
Good.
Of all the things that was remembered to be added, it was the fan fiction of Castle Power.
Do you have that with you? Are you taking it?
Of course I'm taking it with me. I need some light reading on the way.
Alright,
Nice.
you now have access to the party sheet, Thatch.
Wonderful. I will edit it
Please do so.
if you are done.
Actually, you
As-
have clothing.
Yes.
Yeah, are you naked?
Awesome. Awesome. Like,
Yes,
do you
I
have
have
like
clothing.
commoner clothing, right?
I have common clothing on my character sheet, and my Toast uniform is unclicked, so that it
Is
is not.
Sarah-
Muscly, wrinkly old man just naked in front of Antoine.
You guys can begin flying out as Antoine and Paradigm and Thatch, all muscular men wearing different types of clothing, begin sizing each other up. Homoerotic fanfiction aside, on my end, you guys fly to Destry. It is a 3-hour flight on a transport airship. You guys will get there around 8, probably finish unloading at 9. And John will turn off the interrogation music. Let's see if it is raining. As you guys enter the lands that are perpetually overcast. It is not raining. It looks like it will, though. As you guys land in Destry and people who are more or less porters begin to unload the transport ship into the city proper, setting your stuff aside, of course, as you are guarding it like weird animals. What are you guys doing?
Hey, that library's still open?
It's not.
The library?
Yeah, the one I got the blood cocaine book from.
John will move us to the Destry city map. So,
Perhaps business before pleasure, Pat.
Yeah, exactly.
you guys are now in this region, which the Tolst Expeditionary Force has taken command over, to be in a more central located spot. The library that you got the blood cocaine fanfiction from was in the Overdukes library.
Yeah, it's too far. I got it.
I mean, weren't you guys planning to leave at night? You guys,
Yes.
this is 8
Yeah.
a.m., right?
Is it night?
oh.
Is it daytime?
It is 8 a.m.
I open
Oh,
map and lead myself to library.
Yeah.
Okay. How far do you
Alright.
zoom out of your map?
Oh, the 50 miles.
Okay.
Everyone wants to know the path first.
Why don't we
Yes, thank you.
Why don't we do and spot things that you clearly spot and just get all the map stuff out of the way now? Sound good?
The thing I want. So, in terms of our path that we're gonna be taking, I want the map to show me the way to, not necessarily the field, but I want to try and see if it'll show me where fast-growing crops are in the Duchy of Dissel.
Okay. Fast-growing crops is not specific enough.
Duke Aldrich's
I
new
need-
crop?
It doesn't know people's names, guys.
Yeah,
This-
that's why.
So, Paradigm, I'm gonna help you here because this is a magical item that we only get to bring up like once every couple sessions. This map will tell you permanent locations or things that are mostly permanent. It does not understand what a possessive pronoun is, so you can say, "Where is the tyrant stuff?" Or treasure hoard.
Okay.
It won't show up. But if you ask for a treasure hoard, it will show up. It understands what a Gundam Bay is, a reliquary, an armory, or a place where one gathers wealth. In terms of seeking out agricultural sites, you can ask, where is blank plantation? And
We don't know
blank
what
would
it's
be
called, though.
some sort of food or produce. It knows what a cotton plantation is. It understands what a cocoa plantation is. It understands most food stuff in terms of like agricultural wealth, if that makes any sense. Or maybe
Well, that-
strategic or tactical sense would be a better way of describing it. It is
Yeah.
the general's map, after all.
Alright.
So, what sort of key phrase are you using to try to map on within a 50-mile radial location of yourself?
Largest storage of food.
Okay. Largest or large?
Largest.
50-mile radius of you. Fuck. I need to zoom out more on my map. Okay, you'll basically
Satch.
get the entire region, won't you? You're out of
Do
there.
you know what foods are usually grown in the fields here?
Well, that was going to be my next question if this didn't work, was Revik, what kind of crop was it? Was it just wheat? Was it like
You
some
get-
special wheat?
You get 2 magenta markings. One is in Fresnot's territory, and one is in Duke Grothel's. It seems they have
that's
equal amounts of the largest food store.
So even though the Duchy of Dissel is producing so much quickly, they still don't have as much as they probably want to feed an entire Thorzor. That's
That,
some good information.
or what's the other alternative?
That they space it out more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. Try location for all of their plantations, or all plantations near us.
I'm not going to draw all.
That's-
That is
that
so
sounds
many.
like-
Well, we would only have to look at the ones near Duke Aldrich, right?
I'm gonna zoom back in to like. Oh well, shit.
You guys can easily get all of Duke Aldrich's domain.
That's pretty much what I want. Is that like bottom corner between Destry and Duke Aldrich's domain?
Do we want to ask? Do we want to ask the map for Duke Aldrich's estate so that we can get close to it?
It doesn't
then when we're getting
understand
closer?
possessive pronouns.
It doesn't understand
yeah.
people.
Okay.
Paradigm, we've seen Dryads work. We went to their field. What could we say this map will single out to how they operate? There's settlements nearby, and they harvest every week. They
Well, here's the thing. Like, we don't know the layout of these lands the way we do Alakazam. We don't know, like, what part of these areas are fields and what is just plains. And I'm not about to ask for every plantation in this area because that's just gonna make John hate us.
There's gonna be like 4 to 18 per village.
Yeah, that's...
So it would literally be like a non-answer with so much information, right?
So can I ask for the larger stores of food within the Duchy of Dissel? Is that something it would get?
You can focus your quadrant map. So, you know, you have 50 radius of map. You just close 3 of them down to look at the one that you want to. And John will draw you 3. Type in literal Roll20 chat what you are asking for so that I can go back to that. Because John's translating everything you say into things that make sense to him. And I don't want to do that for this. Corwin, stop typing. In this area. Okay, so there are a few. One is within this township. One is in Duke Aldrich's keep / dedicated town. And then there's one over here on the other side of the river. These 3 are sort of competing with one another.
What are we thinking? This one here?
So asking for mature plants might not be the best way to go because if these plants grow fast, they get mature and then they aren't mature anymore. We don't know what their growing cycle is at the moment, aside from what Revik said is they grow in like the course of a week.
Perhaps
In that case,
another
it's the
way
youngest plant
or
at the
another
same time.
perspective you should be looking at it is this is a general's map. What would a general need a map for?
Oh my god. What would be the best food store to target as a hit?
Where are the most guards outside of the fortress?
We're so close.
a granary.
No.
Well,
Granaries?
that's just the food.
What
Granary
is
a food store,
valuable to a general, guys?
Men, supply chain, weapons.
though. High priority targets.
Gold, maybe?
Gold.
Valuable to
What?
everybody, but I get you. I understand.
Yeah.
Has he asked about a Gundam Bay yet?
No, not yet.
There is one here, though.
Wait, what? Uh-huh.
Really?
Whoa, whoa,
What's the Gundam
whoa,
Bay?
whoa. Hold on.
Alright, sidetracking time. Where's the Gundam Bay?
Is
Uh,
it somewhere?
All of our
Is it
plans.
somewhere where we can
Please.
piss them off and the tyrant will be pissed at us?
West sideline.
Please, no.
John said that as a half joke, there may be something similar to what is described as a Gundam Bay. But I don't know if you guys are looking for that exactly.
I mean, the Dryad would be happy with a sample of Gundams.
Okay, we don't know what plant is being grown.
So,
We
Could we go to a market and find an unusual looking plant, ask someone what it's called, and then look for plantations of that specific plant?
which of these, which
sounds
area
good.
in
Little
the-
detective
wait,
work.
What is the
Sounds like
most
detective work.
valuable settlement in this area, aside from the main, like Duke Aldrich's whatever the fuck it is city? I don't know.
Can
but
you type
what
that
is the most valuable?
into
Yeah.
this chat? Helga, yes, that is a thing you can do. The downside is you will not find this plant that you guys are looking for. It is a secret plant. That's why you are here, to find it.
Fair enough.
Just so you know, I was not ignoring you.
Oh, I didn't think you were. I just thought it was a dumb plan.
That's why I think if we take a trip to the supermarket, we get one of
So,
each.
John,
Then we tell the map, find us all the fields except the ones that have this and this and this and this.
where,
and this.
John, where it says Duke
Process of
Aldrich,
elimination.
is that like the main city in the Duchy of Dissel?
Assumedly.
Okay. I don't know what else that is considered.
What is the most valuable area in this quadrant aside from the main city? This is a great question. What would be a priority thing to raid? And in that case, it comes out to this village right here.
That's what I thought. Alright, we need a boat.
I can't see a village. What village?
It's on the other side of the river.
Okay.
Although, what we could also do is just do the, we could do the wagon plan on if we get off up here.
Yeah, but we still need a boat
We can
to
leave the
get
boat.
over there.
Yeah, we do need a boat. I'm just saying that if we take a boat all the way down there, there's, oh, I don't know.
More danger. It's more dangerous.
That is
Very
a good
true.
point. Maybe getting off around here and then
Mhm.
traveling across the land.
Yeah.
I
Do we
like
know
that
if there
plan.
are villages along that shore. If not, there's no point. It would look weird to have travelers there.
True.
There has to be
We'll be working
fishing
at night,
villages.
Coraline, you're forgetting the time we got lost in a forest because our airship crashed.
Yes, that damn Smitty.
though.
There's a myriad of excuses we can make up, and that's not the worst one.
But
We do have a ranger, so it's a little
It
bit
would
better
be-
than it was before.
it would be even stranger with a horse-drawn wagon up there if there are no settlements. Do we know
Do-
if there are settlements?
I mean, we've all seen the map of Destry. No, there's no settlements in that like upper area. Just once you get below it into those forests in the Duchy of Dissel, there are.
Does
And I'm
the
pretty
map
sure-
say there are no settlements.
Yeah, look, check the map. Who knows?
John, am I right when I say there's no settlements on that
I do
little
my
bit of
region
land?
maps with all of the valuable things inside
Yeah.
that region.
Okay,
If there was
that's what I
anything
thought.
over there, I would have created a bigger map for that area.
Because these little areas in the woods, those are fucking ruins, right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
I think Paradigm could also just say all villages, right? And then it would highlight anything over there that wasn't.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, but
This is
Knowing-
the westernmost village within Destry.
Why is it valuable? Why is it a valuable target?
well,
we'll figure out when we get there. Map,
What if we burn it?
give me the best path to the westernmost village in Destry.
Observe it.
There's a 404 error.
By boat.
It doesn't do GPS.
By boat. It points out the river in which you are.
Okay. I mean, I'm just... Because it's literally going to give me the 404 error with the wagon, too.
Well, you're asking
Actually-
it, John, how do I get from here across the Mississippi River without using
Yeah.
a bridge? By car.
Well-
Okay.
I would like to say that we should travel by land, and then we should just hijack a boat or something like this, or
Hijack a boat.
I'm sure
Well-
there's boats over there. People have to get to that village if it's so
I mean-
important.
Well, here's the thing. They probably go from right here to here, not from here to here.
Yeah, so we drive to there and then take a boat.
No. Well,
I don't know. That's a lot of clustered up villages.
the biggest
That's the-
problem.
Easiest way to be seen.
Yeah.
if you want to take a vote,
I'm
a
gonna
boat-
let you guys discuss this real quick on your own. I'm just gonna get up and go deal with the people knocking at my front door. I'm so
Cool.
sorry, guys.
No worries.
You enjoy.
Alright.
Just talk with the chat too. Maybe they can help you out.
So we can
I have
still
a
do.
thought when you're done.
We can still do the original Phantom Steed plan, because that would just take us down here, and we would have to get to Duke Aldrich's. Well, ideally we'd be hiding in the forest, but Duke Aldrich's like town and settlement and everything, because that's where there would be a boat to get to the other side anyway.
But the issue is we're all noticeable.
That's true.
And if there's
plan is-
spies in Tolst, they know who we are, even though we're the secret team. I mean, look at me.
Well, here's
Right.
the thing, guys. Okay, we can do the land thing, but we would be doing safety over like hiding. We can do the river. It hides better, but it's a bit more unsafe if we're traveling through the river
Yeah.
all the way down. So we just choose
So,
one.
Further,
if-
We just choose one.
we'd
What
be-
if we take a boat with a how much does a boat usually weigh?
To cross.
Not sure.
a lot?
To
gotta
cross
be
that
able to
much
take-
water?
5 people on a
No,
horse.
to
and a
cross
centaur.
this much water right here, where the purple is.
With all of
Yeah.
our stuff on it?
See.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
saying
what if we
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
take the wagon up to this area here, and then cross here, and then walk to there?
Alright, I have a few thoughts. This is a stealth mission, right? I like what Alden's saying. The best plan is to go that northern path. If it's a stealth mission and we're gonna at some point have to cross this river, going across land and crossing it there, we're gonna be seen. A boat that's stolen is going to be noticed. The better plan is to land over here and move through this wilderness, and then hole up down in this area here and try to look for what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I don't know.
there's
if
no
we
need,
can
there's no need to take a wagon if we do this. This is
Yeah.
silly. We should take
If
a
we
boat.
can avoid the Duchy of Dissel altogether, that'd be the best solution.
Right, we should take a boat to here, leave the boat, pull it up on the shore, have Antua summon Phantom Steeds just so there's something to carry us, and walk at normal speed so that Paradigm can walk with us. This area here. How long is it here?
That's only
It's
12
not
miles.
much. That's less than a day's trip.
Yep.
Yeah. And if
So
we
we
do it
take
at
a
night,
boat.
we're less likely to be seen.
Take a boat at night, land over here, walk during the day, and then at the end of that night, find a safe location and start observing.
Yep.
With
That's-
this stuff, if we
I like
summon
that
a
idea.
couple Phantom Steeds, we'll be able to make that trip actually in probably like
a couple hours.
a couple hours. We'll be moving at Paradigm's pace because you can't summon a Phantom Steed to carry Paradigm.
If
But
we
at the
go
very
at
least,
my
we can-
dash, it's 80 feet per whatever.
Yeah, but you can't
Oh,
dash
just-
for an hour.
Yeah,
at a time.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many people here have killed a spirit beast before?
I
We've
have
never
not.
seen any.
Okay, alright. Well, just in case, because we will be in the wilderness.
But we have killed
Paradigm
things just
killed.
as scary.
A word.
Paradigm killed.
We killed
That-
a leech attached to a man with claws that one-shot people.
Was it immune to physical weapons?
No, it was immune. It did psychic attacks against everyone
Okay,
constantly.
That's pretty scary too, but spirit beasts are immune to physical weapons, so if you don't have a magic weapon, that's bad.
I think
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
I think
Um,
we all have some form of like magic attack.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, you guys
so
don't,
I-
yeah?
I'm purely mundane weapons.
Man, you know, Tolst had a ton of fucking
Yeah,
+1
ton,
weapons and
ton.
they're fucking shit.
No
Yeah,
worries,
no one
no
uses
worries.
them. All right, John, we have a plan.
You have a
Wait.
plan. Let's hear it.
Hold on. Revik has a war crime that he wants to suggest just in case.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I would like to hear the war crime.
Kushim's not here.
Okay. So, just in case we run into a spirit beast, did you know that spirit beasts come back if you don't destroy their core?
Interesting.
Yes.
If we leave a spirit beast core in the settlement after we leave, they can't trace it back to us. But that settlement of really important stuff would be destroyed.
So we keep a core like a Pokeball and we just throw it and release it onto the village.
Not like that. They regenerate over time, so we'd have to hide it somewhere in the village. But
Easy.
yeah,
How long?
hate
That
this idea.
seems like
I hate this
unnecessarily
idea.
killing a lot of innocent people.
I absolutely hate this idea.
Just putting it out there.
Avoid spirit beast, but if we happen to find a core,
If we happen to find a spirit beast and we kill it because it's trying to kill us, then
Guys.
we could
So
potentially.
what actionable things do you actually want to do?
I
Yeah,
just want to
can
save
we,
my island.
Can we just go with the path? Can we just discuss the path we're taking? Please.
Yeah, please.
Anyways,
We nailed
Take it
that.
away.
Down. No, we nailed it. We nailed it.
All right, John. So we want to go from the city. We want to take this north path right here, and we want to get a boat, and we want to cross this water and then leg it all the way down to here.
Okay.
wait, did we want to take a boat to that spot?
Think so, yeah, right?
No,
Yes.
we want to take a boat. I thought we were taking the boat to like right here, stopping, and then legging it down to right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that would
but
be
we're
the
not
most
walking
efficient travel.
along
Yeah.
the river there.
Like
we're
immediately
not-
no, no,
taking a boat.
Why not?
We want
Okay, boat from Overduke to that corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the river
even
runs
take it.
this way. It runs north to south,
Yeah.
which means this is against the current.
How much does boat
Or this
weigh,
would be
John?
against the current.
Yeah.
With a phantom steed, you can drag. Well, you
Yeah,
guys
that's-
don't need a
No.
big boat, right? You're just gonna ferry each other over like a 2-mile stint, right?
Yeah, that was the plan. So
Well,
like
take it-
Paradigm could just fucking drag a boat or some shit.
Yeah, you just need like some wheels to pull it.
Yeah.
All right.
So you
Wagon.
don't even need your wagon if you're gonna do this.
Can they give us
We-
an
can we-
amphibious
We
wagon?
can
Yeah,
use the
we have
boat as a
with,
wagon.
with wheels on it.
I'm
Does
sorry.
anyone know how to ford a
There's
river
a lot of
with a
people
wagon?
talking, and there was an actual question for me, or was there not?
Can they make it an amphibious wagon?
No, it's a wagon.
Do
You
they
can't
have
ask for,
inflatable
like,
raft?
An amphibious movable vehicle.
If Paradigm
Wagons-
can't swim, neither can the Phantom Steeds.
Wagons are meant to be forded across rivers, you know? Like, that's the
I
reason.
feel like this is deeper
If we're-
than what
if
you're
we're-
thinking.
I'm still a little confused. If we're taking a boat from the Overduke, why do we need the wagon?
You don't.
John's saying it's against the current,
Against the
so
current, so we can't even take oars and row against the current?
No, it's gonna take. Why would you row against the current when you could just walk across it and then get to your crossing point? And it's gonna be a lot easier pulling the boat on like
Right.
land than oaring upriver with
Sounds
we'll
good.
do that.
like
If-
with 3 wizards, right?
How much does this,
Yeah.
how much does this boat weigh that we're gonna take with us then?
Why are you calling me out on boat weight?
Well,
Paradigm's
if you-
strong
if you-
enough to do it. I know he is.
Let's
We
say,
can just
let's
get
say
both.
this: if you
We're-
don't want to deal with boat weight, then we won't deal with boat weight, and we will just move.
Yeah,
And
you
that will
guys can
save us
drag
problem.
a boat. Someone has 2 wheels that have been welded together so that its bottom can rest on those wheels, kind of like a trailer hitch, and then Paradigm and Thatch, with their mighty strength, can pull it. Is that amenable for everybody?
Yes.
Sure.
That would be Phantom
Let's
Speed. No, I'm sorry.
Yep. Okay.
Okay,
So
Okay.
we will go.
you guys go. You find a boat. Let me see how long it takes you to find a boat. Takes you like 30 minutes. Like, hey, do you guys have a boat? And they find one on the river, or where the channel, I suppose, is within Destry. Let me just show you guys a reference. Yeah. So you go to one of these side places, find an unused boat, take it, put it on wheels, and start heading out of town on the early morning.
Better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
All right, you guys will have a chance to run into something, so I'm going to give a random encounter.
Oh no.
Because we
We
all
have 6
love
people.
John's
We could
random encounters.
Coraline will not hug any more dream people.
Okay,
I miss my stag.
I bet you do.
I want to steal its power.
I rolled a 12, so there is nothing here.
Damn it.
You see some
Right.
like local hares and rabbits doing their thing, running around this small prairie and foothills.
Does Rebek catch one and just drain it of its blood?
I was not very hungry. I eat, but like I have to make myself. Are you offering blood?
You guys enter this forested region. It's lightly forested on this river's coast, or this river's bank, I should say. And before you know it, you are on the edge of the river. It starts heading up more northward and across this river, about 2 or so miles away. So it's rather wide and sizable. You guys see another forest.
Can we see from where we are? Can we kind of make out details on the other bank here?
More trees, lots of forest.
What I'm asking really is if there were spies here that were keeping an eye on the river mouth.
No, you would
Would
not
they
be able to see
us?
them at all.
Map, are there sentry points along the river?
Yes.
Oh,
Can we stay
Well,
away
not.
from those?
Should we head further upriver before we cross?
yeah. It doesn't tell us anything.
Even so much as another half mile might provide less vision for what we're doing.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay,
Actually, John, I was asking. I want to ask: are there sentries in this little patch right here?
In that patch, no.
Okay, cool,
Right.
perfect.
No worries.
then we move up further north, here-ish,
Okay.
if we can, and then
And-
cross over there with our boat.
You guys will cross. This boat is not a grand, mighty boat that can normally fit a horse plus 6 other people. Or, I guess, 5
Sure.
other people in your case. So who wants to go over there first?
Well, if we split it into 2 groups, I think Thatch is on one group and Paradigm is on the other, because the 2 of us weigh more than everybody else combined.
True.
And so
Okay.
therefore, we can probably fit 3 and 3.
Okay.
Paradigm
think-
and Revik should be on together since heaviest and lightest. I'm assuming.
I think Helga is actually the lightest. Helga and Coraline. I think Revik should be in the first group,
Okay.
because I bet his eyes and his ability to see threats are probably better than anybody else's.
Then I'd say
Prob-
Antoine should go with you for range.
We should split the wizards, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay, so Revik in the first group with which wizard?
Probably Antoine. I'd say Antoine.
Okay. And then that puts me on that boat as well.
Alright. So Thatch, Revik, and Antoine cross the river first. This...
John, I'm gonna take my armor off before we get
Okay.
in the boat.
You take your armor off, and I think you guys are overlooking something. Someone has to row the boat back.
Mm-hmm. No, I thought
Alright.
of it.
The age-old question, right?
You can't leave the fog with the horse, but you can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
It's a
I-
comment.
The light person goes back, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Revik doesn't mind rowing twice. I mean, I'll be a little bit tired, but that's okay.
I'll stick
So
with the old man on the
I
other
imagine
side.
it'll take 3 trips then, probably to ferry everybody across. First 3 across, 1 goes back. 3 more across, 1 goes back, and then the last 2.
We
Can
can
I
take
fit-
Coraline also. We can
Yeah,
take
can I-
Coraline also.
One
In
of
the
us
first-
could fit with the first group, and then one of us could take it back.
Paradigm's
me
just
or
gonna be the
Coraline.
last one going. Let's just cut it to the
Okay.
actual meat and potatoes. Paradigm's gonna be like the last one going, pretty
So-
much alone.
I'm bringing this up for a specific reason. This is a
Encounters.
2-mile wide river that you guys are rowing not against but perpendicular with the current, right?
Right.
It's moving down river.
It is moving
slowly.
downriver. You guys are trying to ferry yourselves across this. This is no light exercise, right? So whoever starts rowing and has to row backwards or back alone, there's going to be a check involved here. Together with
Okay.
a strong person like Thatch, this probably won't be that big of a check. But there's
Thatch
going to
will-
be some athletics rolls here.
That's
We
what
feel the
volunteer
boat
I
going.
shouldn't do it.
We feel the boat going, and then coming back, 2 people, or it's minimum amounts to be safe. to get the rest of the people. That's all we're saying. We fill it going a minimum amount to make no checks coming back.
Okay.
I think what he's saying is that somebody's going to have to be rowing the boat against the current, and I think it should be Thatch.
Perfectly fine. Just as long as we take as much people across,
Right.
and then we take minimum amount back.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good,
together I won't make you guys roll. So Thatch going back now for Coraline and Helga. Or Paradigm, I'm not sure how you guys want to split this up. Alright, so Revik and Antois are now on the other side of the river. Easy. Done.
Okay.
Thatch, going back, is going to give me an athletics check. You will pass. Going against the current on your own. Who's up next? Who is taking this boat with Thatch? As his mighty muscles begin to strain and get pumped with blood.
I think
Helga, perhaps you should go with Paradigm.
Are you sure?
I can hide out here and be safer than he will.
Sure. Okay.
so. Can we take Thatch, Helga, and Paradigm in the boat?
Yes.
Okay.
You do so. You row all the way back.
Paradigm speed rows.
You speed row. You are out of sync with Thatch. It actually begins to turn your boat in a weird circular formation. You guys
I
get
think
back
at that
on.
point, Thatch would try to rest as much on that round. If Paradigm's helping to
Yeah.
row across with 3 people, Thatch will try to rest.
Okay.
And then when we get across, as long as we get
It's
across safely, I will ask Paradigm if he can drag the boat upriver a little bit to give Thatch a little leeway for the second round, so I don't go too far.
Oh, I
I say,
mean,
how about this?
I can
You
just
guys
do the
both.
next trip, and you can take the since you rode back the first time. Paradigm can
Okay.
do it this time.
Fine.
And like both of you can go. You're both strong. Go pick up Coraline. You know, you're both strong. Work together. You pick up Coraline. That's good.
That is true.
Both of you go.
As Antoine's talking, Paradigm's already pulling it up river, and
He's
like,
doing
Alright,
the
go.
Frodo
No, just
abandoning
go.
Sam.
Safe.
Thatch, are you gonna be like Sam and jump into the river? You're not leaving without me, Master Baggins!
Nope.
Okay.
If he wants to do it, it's all on him. Go for it.
Paradigm, give me an athletics check, because you don't go upriver, you just row away from Antoine.
Meanwhile, Coraline's hiding in the bushes.
oof.
John has to roll for river. 'Cause
Why didn't you just?
I decided this would be a DC 10 215, so a 17 wouldn't matter, because it just passes the highest threshold. Paradigm, you get across the river, no problem.
Alright.
Today is not a bad day for river current, apparently. And you dock with next to Coraline.
He offers a hand to Coraline to pull her onto the boat.
You offer a hand to pull me out of the boat?
Onto the boat.
Onto the
Oh, okay. You see, she hesitates, but eventually she'll take it and then get on.
You guys, together with some new arms, as it were, will rejoin your team. I rolled a random encounter check to see if anything would find and decide to do something with the guys on the other side of the river. And I rolled a 5, so you guys are still good.
I thought there was gonna be a sea serpent in the river.
I wish.
Use
Next
magical
time.
items.
All right, I need to add
Grab
sea
you.
serpents to freshwater things.
They want your wand.
In that case, they're lake monsters.
Somebody wanted volcanoes, just more
Messy.
volcanoes, so I'm gonna add more volcanoes later. But
We
you
have
guys
sentient volcanoes.
are on the other
How
side
long-
of the river.
How long does that
Yeah.
take us to do this part of the journey?
I'm gonna
Is it
say
probably
like
take a good
2
while.
hours.
Still nice, right? Still good.
Yeah, it's like 10 a.m. You guys can break for lunch here.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll
And-
ask Antoine if he wants to summon Phantom Steeds for the next leg of the journey. We'd only be
Yeah.
able to move at Paradigm's pace, but I figure 3 would be enough. It'll take us. We'll only be able to travel on them for about 40 minutes, but they move very fast. And we might be able to make this leg faster, I suppose. Helga and Coraline could ride with Revik and Antoine, and Thatch could get his own. That would help
That's
us carry the weight, as we have like 180 pounds of gear in sacks that we'd have to lug with us.
You know, it's perfectly fine. I'll summon Phantom Steed. Maybe it'll help us a few extra
So,
feet, but
here's the thing with Phantom Steed. If you guys wait 33 minutes for Antoine to do rituals for all 3 Phantom Steeds and have them all set out at once, you guys may as well just be walking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did the math. I think it's slightly faster. I don't think it makes that much of a difference here.
Yeah,
It would have made a difference at night carrying a wagon. But I'm
well, here's
cool
the
with
thing.
walking.
If John says that, then that's how his world's really
Yep.
going. So we'll just get on with it and walk.
Man,
Maybe
you're
we'll see
giving
an
me
enemy.
executive
Maybe
order
we'll see an enemy.
privilege now.
By the way, John,
You've
before
always
we
had
head
it.
out,
You've always had it.
Paradigm wants to check his map to see if there's sentries like in these parts of the forest too.
Sentry posts?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, we need to identify things with structures, not...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, not with just people. And in which case, yes, there is. There is a singular post.
Is it like right in the middle or like right
It's
before
right
the city?
here. In the
Okay.
forest, somewhere within this quarter mile.
I will notify the team that like a quarter mile south that there's a guard post or like a sentry post.
It's 10 miles for you, but it's in this like 1 mile square.
Oh,
right?
I see. Yeah, like in the 10 miles down, like right where the river meets the forest.
We take the
Alright.
longer way around then.
Yep, skirt
Yeah.
around.
All right, you guys head southward, moving through dark woods. The
I
rain
summon a Phantom
that
Steed,
is
by the way, for
threatening-
myself. So just like myself, I'm
Okay.
riding a Phantom Steed.
You're riding
this
the
entire
Phantom
time.
Steed.
Yeah, this entire time I'm riding a Phantom Steed myself, because
All
you
right,
know.
so the 5 party members leave Antoine alone for 11 minutes. Just start walking down as he just stays behind and ritually casts his magic. We're gonna see if Antoine gets killed on his own.
No!
The boat all over again!
I can clearly start Phantom Steed before they head off.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no really need.
He was the first one. He was the first one across.
There's really no need for that.
True, but I
Hey,
like
hey, John.
memeing on you as much as you like memeing on me.
Before you
Okay,
meme,
good.
before you
good.
meme, John, I think whenever we get that last group across, we make sure we stash the boat somewhere and try to
Ah.
hide it.
Give
So
me
that
a
we-
survival stealth
Smart.
check.
Ooh.
We can mold earth it over it.
This is like
Survival
a
It's
or
true.
stealth.
That is true.
Are we asking for the best check, or do you want me to give the check? Because it was my idea.
I want you to give the check, Thatch. Everyone else seems preoccupied with making fun of Antoine's stupid Phantom Steed shenanigans.
All right, so that's the survival. Did you want survival wisdom or survival stealth?
Survival wisdom's fine.
All right,
You
16.
store the boat in a small cove, dragging it upwards a little bit away, in a place that you can easily identify later, which will probably be the bigger aspect of hiding this boat. Not making sure no one else can see it, but making sure no one else can see it and you can find it again.
Here, right.
So that just means if Thatch dies,
It's our
you
boat.
guys are trapped here.
That's fine. We've been trapped in worse.
Okay, cool. And you guys start heading your way down. You guys will travel about... What is that? You guys can travel 25 miles a day. So, let us see. You took... Alright.
Retcon!
We got a retcon. You do a nightly crossing. Okay? That way we can keep this all in the same day. And camp on that coast. What are you guys doing for your camp location?
Leomin's tiny hut in Mold Earth, right?
Yeah.
Describe to me. I want more than that.
Okay.
You just...
use the
2
Mold
spells, John. That's it!
We're using mold
Medic
earth to dig a
and-
pit big enough for the Lehman's tiny hut to fit in, and then once the Lehman's tiny hut is cast inside the pit, we're gonna cover it up with more mold earth.
We're gonna leave a hole for air.
Yeah.
but-
I'm not too sure we could cast inside to outside. Can we? Is that possible?
I mean, if
yeah.
you designate us
I-
as people who can come in and out of it, we can just go in after we do the Mold Earth.
Revik has
Alright,
Mold
cool.
Earth. Paradigm, you have it too, right?
Yup.
Okay, then you guys begin excavating earth out of a point in the ground near trees, since you're in a forested area.
And try and
Antoine,
scatter the dirt as evenly as possible, so it's not like just
Mounds.
a clump of it hanging out.
good stuff.
After hearing the
Antoine-
plan, Thatch is very sure to use the bathroom before going into the tiny hut.
Yeah.
I
You
make
guys
sure
will
to
be trapped
also
10 feet below the earth, so...
I make sure to also talk to Coraline, saying, "Are you okay with being in Lehman's tiny hut?"
Oh yeah.
The problem is if you bury us. You're not gonna bury us this time, right?
No,
No. They're just having a party outside. Don't worry. We're just chilling inside this hut. Here, have some some jungle juice.
You know I can see out of here, right?
Can you? Can she? No. Yes,
Yeah.
she can. So how about this? Before they do it, mind if I just tie you, Coraline? Just.
Oh no.
Wait, okay, Coraline, just go to sleep right now, and then you won't even know you're underground.
That's not how that works.
Here, just
want
get in this. Just get in the bedroll and we'll zip it up all the way
Yeah,
around. Leave
hold
a
on
nice
again.
little air hole for you, and
Wait,
then we'll just
wait.
drop you in.
Wait,
You
I
can
have
mix-
an idea.
You
Wait,
can make the hut the color of mud. Just
exactly.
don't cover it with mud.
Timer,
So,
can you
I
change
can't-
the,
so-
the hut color for the outside so it looks
Yes.
like
I thought you told me I couldn't do that. Yes, definitely. It's opaque now. It's opaque. We can't see through it. Okay. It's
Okay.
all good that way.
Can you minor illusion the sky above Coraline's?
Yeah, make
Bedroll.
it starry.
Sky. It's sky. It is. I'm putting also minor illusion, little like cricket. So
Nice.
it's like open. It sounds this way, like cricket.
At least until Coraline falls asleep. And
Make
then
your check, Coraline.
What do you think, John? Wisdom?
Constitution.
I don't know why you guys are burying the tiny hut.
No, I don't think that's a good
I
You
idea.
tie
can
her up.
just
I
leave
tie
it
her up.
open, right?
I tie her up. I take
How about
Coraline
we
for your
put
own
the
good.
tiny hut
For your own good.
against... Hold on. How about we put the fucking tiny hut against this goddamn wall here, this cliff face, and just make it match the cliff face on the outside?
You're on the other
You
side.
can do all that. Coraline will still freak out. Like we're tying her up. Like whatever we do, Coraline's tied up right now. Please, Coraline. It's for our own good. Just for our own
that-
good.
This hut is, you say, is invulnerable. We don't need to bury it. Just hide it a little bit.
Great,
You
we
put a
won't.
little
We
mud
won't
here,
bury
a
it.
little mud there,
We
but
won't. We
leave
won't.
it
We
nice
won't. We just need to
before
tie
she
you.
will be
We
wild.
just need to
No,
tie
we
you.
don't need to
That's okay.
tie her. If it's not underground, we don't need to tie her. She's
John,
fine.
can I give them all
I do
the
not
sleeper
trust
hold?
Coraline.
No.
I do not trust
You
Coraline.
cannot.
Can I fucking just...
You
knock
cannot
them all
choke
real
out
quick?
your teammates so that they can have a
Let's not
short rest.
PvP.
No.
Let's not PvP. Let's not PvP. We'll just like Coraline. It's just time.
I'm gonna tell you guys now that you probably shouldn't throw dirt on top of Liamon's tiny hut. Because then you're gonna have a shitload of dirt fall on top of you and bury you alive.
Alright.
just enough
We-
covering.
we-
It's just
we-
like
We conclude that we put it up against the wall.
Alright.
Revik
The whole
says,
purpose
second,
of digging
putting
the
dirt
pit
back.
out is so that if someone's looking or out, they don't see this massive bubble that's sticking up. If it's level with the
Right.
ground, it doesn't matter
Okay.
if you put shit on top of it, right?
we
There
don't
you go.
cover it.
Cool, we don't cover it up.
We don't cover it. But
Okay,
Coraline,
that
please,
was like
please,
5 minutes of arguing a non-point. Can we maybe cut down on that? John made his random encounter check for the night. He's taken the 5 previously. It's now morning. Nothing has happened.
Okay.
Subtract rations, 2 pounds per person.
out of the
On it.
84.
You have river water, so we're not going to worry about water. You guys are specialists in filtering water at this point. At least you have Revik, who is.
Yeah.
All right. First
Okay.
day, hand waves. It's now the 14th, okay?
Alright,
Cool.
cool.
Are we keeping all the
Party
river
should
stuff
take-
we already did?
No, we already did that last night.
Yeah, you crossed it during the night. The best
now
time to
it's
cross rivers, at night. Because
Sounds
John
good. Then
didn't
we
count
move
your
up.
mileage. I'm sorry.
We make sure to only keep one lantern lit so the Civil War starts.
Okay, cool. Jesus Christ. American history memes. Good job, Paradigm. If, I wouldn't award anyone inspiration ever, but if this was one of those times, it would be for that. Alright, so, you guys know where a sentry spot is and what to avoid, so you can hang around this mountain, go through the forest. Can I just get, you guys are moving stealthy, right? You're not rushing through this forest on phantom steeds, after all.
Revit will ask if the team thinks we need pass without trace, or just save it for now.
As you
sounds
say
pretty
that,
nice.
Thatch stands up, and you hear like a shotgun blast from both knees as it cracks.
Pass without trace, please.
That sounds nice.
Okay, all right,
Not
here
very
we
good at
go.
foreshadowing.
It's a good
All right.
idea.
Okay,
When are
here
you
we
pass
go.
without tracing?
Everyone here.
When?
It's just gonna
It has
leave.
no limit. Just all my friends.
When?
How long
Not
It
who.
only lasts for an hour, so we should do it when we
Okay.
get up to the
Yeah.
sentry post, and then
Yeah,
as we're going
good call.
around.
Yeah,
That's what
Good.
John's asking.
that's what we'll do.
That's good.
John asks, when? All of my friends. Everyone are here.
Aaron leans over
Now.
to Antoine. One of
Okay.
us should learn silence so we can quiet down Thatch's knees.
Oh, I have silence as well. That's a ritual I could do. It's just
You are a gem. You are a gem, Revik.
wow. I've never
Fucking
been
Rangers.
hit by my team before.
right.
This is weird.
Rather than have you guys do a active stealth check, John is gonna roll a perception check for things you don't know. And if something happens, maybe we'll do a stealth check then. But pass without trace makes you guys a god tier anyway. So I'm not gonna worry about it.
But it's so nice to roll with that +10.
Can I get some stealth checks at +10, please?
Are we in dim light?
No. Yes.
Yes, advantage.
17.
Ooh! A 29.
God. Hey, that's a
30.
17 for. Oh wait,
17 for Thatch.
that's a 19 for that, right?
This is a group roll.
I have heavy armor, so it's a
Indeed.
17 for Thatch.
You are lucky this is a group roll, Thatch, because
Yeah.
I am not that kind of guy who
Yeah.
lets someone just have a shitty stealth score and then drag
Yeah,
down
party
the rest of
fucked.
the party, right?
Sure.
Uh, the DC was 17 that you guys had to
Hey.
pass.
Good thing
I
we
rolled
passed without
disadvantage for the guys looking out. The first one was a natural 20, which means they would have all spotted you immediately, beyond your bullshit. So you guys lucked out, as Revik takes you on a dirt path somewhere in the forest heading southbound. You do not see anyone. No one seems to see you as you make it. I assume you guys are staying in the forest? Or at least this border area? Because now it kind of opens up into a clearing of sorts.
We kind of
Now
wanted to stay in
comes
the forest and
investigation.
observe the city for
Yeah.
like what's going on there.
Okay. You guys continue to head southward then, sticking into the forest. And eventually, maybe around 5 hours or so after you set off from your river camp, you'll see the village, as it were. And now John has had 2 breaks already, but does anyone else need a break? Okay, looks like we're good to
Nope.
go.
Is there a farm at this village?
You're jumping the gun, Revin.
What do we see, John?
Thank you.
We see a village.
You guys are... Man, you are really fucking with me today. You know that, right, Brune? Okay. Within your wooded cover, you peer out. I'm going to say you are more or less north of the village, say like right here, within this tree line. So, a mile away, you see several buildings. There's maybe 12 in total. There is one that is easily 3 stories tall. I'm not giving you the full size of them, or their measurements because you're still a mile out. You, in your cover, looking out over, I suppose, a slight slope that kind of goes downward closer and closer to the river itself. I need everyone to make me perception checks to see how much detail we can get. 11,
Did
8,
anyone ever get that fucking spyglass?
17,
Yeah, actually,
18.
Revik has binoculars. Can he use that for his? Or
You may have advantage, yes.
cool. Thank you. Hold on, binoculars.
You have them on your character
To
sheet?
use them like this,
I do.
because
I do. Hold
your
on.
eyes are on the sides.
Yeah, he kind of like has to.
Hold on. I was about to click the binoculars. One sec. Which are here. Hold on.
Oh, yeah?
Hold on.
As you type it into your inventory really
No.
quick.
Here's my hands. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Spyglass binoculars. You can look at it, John. There's no button for it.
What do you mean there's no button for it? What
There's
is
no
with
button.
your inventory? Wait, how do you have 111 pounds of
Look at it.
equipment?
That's,
No, I think he
that's
means with your
encumbered.
strength.
I mean, that's
Yeah, because it's 60. I'm normal size now. I'm not tiny anymore. So I am 5 feet of encumbered.
What? It shouldn't be like that, right?
I was tiny. Now I'm normal. So the 12 is 60 is the regular, and then 120 is encumbered, right?
Oh.
No.
Six,
Your halflings don't count that for weight.
yeah.
It's 12 times 5. That's your max encumbrance. Or not your max, your minimum.
Yeah. And then
So-
I have the dibs on, which is 50 pounds.
Okay, so you are encumbered.
Yes. But I'm not double encumbered.
Does that affect our move distance?
Yeah,
Should.
in terms
It
of
should.
time, definitely.
yeah,
He
We
rode
should
on
probably add
Phantom
time.
Steed with Anshua.
yeah. That sounds perfectly fine.
How do you have so much shit?
It's really just the dibs that makes me over encumbered.
You're literally next to a river and you still decide to have 50 pounds of water on you at any given time.
Even though you don't need it anymore.
Safety. And I need it until the Grung stat block is gone.
It is late afternoon. Revik has been slowing everyone down in perpetuity for the past several years, apparently. For the past 18 weeks.
Okay.
Perception checks, we have a 17, an 18, and a 16 as our highest. You guys...
There's an 18. Alden.
Yeah, he said that.
Paradigm.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh,
Okay. That's 17 is highest I know.
yeah, 17 and 16.
Antoine and Paradigm, you both looking out on your slightly elevated position since Antoine swears that he's riding a Phantom Steed, and Paradigm is in fact a horse. You guys
Looks like
over-
Paradigm. My steed looks like Paradigm. No, that's too weird. That's that's too
Wait,
weird.
do I need to make this a disadvantage because I'm distracted by my own hotness?
This is too
No,
weird.
it's
Oh
fine.
god.
You see many villagers, it appears, kind of just milling about open fields. You don't see, like, crops. You see grass. And there's like 30 or so just sort of hanging out in the northern portion of this village. Maybe half a mile away from you. The village itself seems rather lax. You don't see many people walking about it. It's kind of weird. Normally people like go about their day-to-day business. And these dudes are just like hanging out, staring at grass.
Revik, I have a question. Didn't you say these magical plants grow very quickly, like within a week's time?
Yeah, that's the information we got.
Maybe this is the beginning of the growth cycle. Maybe
That's
there's nothing
scary.
going on, and we look 8 hours later, and the plants are already sprouting up, and then they'll have work to do.
We should
Maybe they just
definitely.
harvested yesterday or something.
They're just waiting for the plants to grow? Like they don't have a timetable?
I mean, why else would they just be staring at the goddamn ground?
That's my thought.
Perhaps we should set up our observation place.
Sounds like
good.
a good plan.
As long as someone's always watching, then yeah, we should do that.
I guess we're doing a stakeout.
If you
we
wish,
got time.
when it's dark, I could go in and see if I can see anything closer.
Sounds good. You have good stealth, actually.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Alright, so what's the stealth-based outpost you guys want to make? You are half a mile away from these villagers who are just kind of hanging out in the fields, looking around. You're on the borderline of the forest, where the forest meets the grasslands, which begin to slope downwards towards the river.
I think we find a place a little bit back from the forest to set up a base camp. We put at least one person out towards the edge of the forest at a point where they can see, maybe at the crest of a hill or behind a small ridge where there's a bunch of bushes where we have pretty good cover. And we can see out, but it'd be harder for them to see us, and we start keeping an eye on what goes about. And then whenever it hit nighttime, maybe Coraline is planning on sneaking in and getting a closer look. Is that the plan?
Okay, so you guys are just gonna,
Okay.
like...
Have
Does
you ever
anyone...
made a deer blind?
Wait, what?
A
Good
deer
idea.
blind? It's
A
like
deer blind?
Oh, fucking make a pillbox?
we'll stop right there. Alright,
So
we
it
need
sounds
to
like
go-
you guys are going to move around the forest a little bit, go deeper in to store your stuff, and then find a hill to look at the village some more?
I'm not saying go super far in. I'm saying
Yeah. Like
enough
100
that
feet or
takes
so.
one or two of us to observe. The rest of us will find a secure area really close to set up camp.
Okay. Who wants to lead that investigation, even though it's probably not going to be an investigation check?
Revit doesn't mind looking around the wilderness.
Maybe I should ask who wants to stay on watch looking at the villagers.
Paradigm doesn't mind watching them.
I'm gonna get a little sleep.
Okay.
Make a note on how high the plants are. I write that down. I kind of measure, like, looks like this from this height from this spot I'm at, and I'm like,
Antoine
Right,
pulls out
right.
his protractor,
Mhm.
finds the hypotenuse between the plants and the
You
ground.
have that weird construction tool to see how level the ground
A
is.
sextant.
Yeah. As you guys begin to look for a decent place to camp, you indeed will find the perfect place to camp, apparently. John rolled his luck die. I don't know what the perfect place to camp looks like, though. So maybe like a very small clearing that has just enough space for your move the earth shenanigans, or your mold earth shenanigans, plus the Leoman's tiny hut, as well as heavy and dense brush, which just has a singular path that you guys have sussed out, which leads to this location. So it's perfect for you guys. The mold earth singular or duo, I think. Antoine, do you have mold earth, Antoine?
Nope.
Okay, so Ravik begins to excavate earth for you to create a pit. Coraline can find a place nearby to sleep under the sky. It is still overcast. John's gonna roll to see if it will start raining. Not yet. And you guys will wait, I suppose, until nightfall. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
Does casting spells attract spirit beasts?
You don't see any spirit beasts after casting several spells, so
We're safe.
presumably no. Okay. Paradigm, while on watch, will see the villagers actually begin to move after about an hour or so. They seem to be crouched down towards the earth and shuffling about in a weird movement pattern. They're kind of zigging and zagging, like overlapping each other and going through this like small section of ground. And then they will stand up carrying these baskets that are covered and kind of strapped to the sides, their hips, their backs, and begin lugging something back to town.
So they were just looking at what looked like grass, right?
Yeah.
And they did zigzags?
Yeah. They moved in a weird zigzagging pattern.
Synchronize the dance.
Yeah,
Does
kind
that
of.
look like any kind of ritual I know of at all?
Give me an Arcana check? Probably not.
He's seen them do, like, he was in the field watching all that. And the
Yeah,
giant-
all
Well,
the-
we saw
the-
them dance, not zigzag, just walk.
Yeah, these guys were not doing some sort of ritual. They weren't like singing or yelling or throwing their hands in the air, begging the water spirits of the sky to, grace their harvest. This did not look like a ritual at all.
Okay. Interesting. I just wait for whoever is coming to relieve me then.
I can take the next watch.
Well, with the people
actually-
gone for the day, since it was late afternoon, and as the sun begins to set,
Yeah, I was gonna
taking
suggest
any
Coraline.
watch will
Oh
count.
yeah, that makes sense.
And I was gonna tell her about what they were doing in that patch and see if she might want to go investigate that patch.
Did you see where they took the packages?
I don't think I did I, John?
Towards the village, they kind of got lost in the,
Translation?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just went toward it.
Perhaps Mr. Map would know of a storage place?
Paradigm pulls out map.
The map is there. You zoom in and enhance on the village within 5
Exclusively
miles
on
of
the
you.
village.
Exclusively on the village. There are 12 notable buildings that you see, and one of them is marked, sort of a central located village or building within the village is marked
Is it the
as
tall one?
story. It might be.
So can we can see that building from where we are, right?
Yeah. It's like
Does it look like
40
a
feet in the
silo
air.
at all?
You rolled an 18. It is a tower of some kind. A silo from Paradigm, or that Paradigm is beginning to suss out it likely might be. That or it's a weird looking windmill.
Either way, that's a good place to check for. Well, you said it was marked as storage. I'm just gonna tell Coraline that very large building in the central part of town is a storage area. Maybe a silo or something of that kind.
Maybe I'll swing by if there's not too much light afterwards.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, wish me luck.
Who wishes to take watch while Coraline's in the village?
I will.
Okay.
Does
Always
Helga get
looking out for
advantage for constantly having her eye on Coraline?
No, all perception checks will now be at disadvantage. The stars are hidden over the overcast sky, and as Coraline begins to take off, waiting for the sun to exit twilight and become true night, it will begin to rain. Not heavily at first, but it is raining on you guys. I suppose Antoine during this time would set up Tiny Hut before his muddy hole becomes just sloshed with water.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Was I able... I rolled a 11 for perception. Was I able to get a decent look at what clothes they were wearing, the villagers
No.
was?
No way.
No? Okay.
If I asked you, like, hey, what's that guy wearing half a mile away? That's probably not, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe he's nude.
Coraline, describe to me how you are approaching this parchment of or parcel of land.
Well, I'm going to leave my bright yellow cloak and red hat with Helga. Going to put on my cloak of stealth, which is all black, much closer to me.
The magical
And
one that lets you
the magical
teleport
one?
behind people.
no, that's the Helga that has
That's my armor.
Oh, that's your armor.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
no,
forgetting your
my
magical
cloak just
items.
gives me advantage on stealth in dim or darkness.
Okay, cool.
So I'll try to creep in towards that spot where Paradigm was saying they were doing that little dance, but I want to try to come at it from the other side of the field from the town.
Okay, so you're gonna like go across the field and then like come backwards, like in a weird hook formation.
Well, can I circle around the field a little bit to come as if I'm coming from the forest to the spot? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, look around.
No, I
Oh,
clearly
okay.
don't. So John will zoom in and enhance on his own map. So the field was like half a mile away from the village. You guys are over here somewhere.
Oh, okay, that's perfect then. That's
Oh,
the perfect
actually-
angle.
You guys are much closer than I thought.
Okay, then I'd like to kind of do this.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You can hook up and around. That way you're going true south rather than going at it from where your camp is.
Yeah, just to kind of stay as far from the village I can as long as possible.
All right. It sounds like you need to give me a dexterity stealth roll then as you approach this field. A
With
17.
advantage in
Jesus.
darkness, a 30.
Oh. Wow.
Pretty good.
You have a plus 11. Are you? Okay, you're expertised, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense then. Like, holy fuck. Shit.
Level 5, huh?
Level 5, yeah. Wait, how do you have a plus 8 in stealth? Oh, that makes, yeah. Plus
Expertise
5.
is +3 twice, and then +5 for dex.
Okay.
Yep.
I forgot you were maxed out on dex. You do just that, and like a ghost in the night, you are gone from everyone's perceptions. Sneaking
having a panic
away,
attack.
you will reach what you assume to be the ground, and you're not looking at like a field of grass. You can clearly see that at one point, maybe like well, I suppose like at that half-mile designation from the village itself, all of the grass has been churned up. It is just dirt here. Loose earth, which seems to be growing something. I assume when I explain things the furthest away from the thing that you could possibly be to interact with it. So rather than me teleporting you into the field on top of the grass or on top of the churned up earth, you are still like 30 or 40 feet away from it within the grass, closer to the forest than the village right now.
Okay. I mean, unless I see some sort of like portal to another dimension or like a guard or something, I'm definitely going to get all the way to the middle and see like what's there.
Okay.
I'm hoping to find a sample, maybe a little piece of something that does like a piece of plant or like a rutabaga or something that they would have left behind.
You reach the loose earth. And there, somewhat within... You have dark vision, yeah? You're an elf?
Yeah.
Okay. Within the rain that is beginning to fall upon the loose earth, creating this soggy ground, you see something that sparks on your dark vision. as we all know, dark vision works in muted grays and in that weird spectrum of kind of like, I don't want to say it's like thermal imaging because you don't detect heat, but it's in that like gray outline of everything, and then it's just different shades of gray. Hey, by the way, sponsor me, but nah. You see an outline within the earth of something bulbous beginning to grow, as though it's trying to break out of the ground. It shifts maybe like a centimeter every like 6 to 12 seconds, and it's clearly trying to reach the air. It's trying to dig itself out of the ground and embrace the water.
How big is this thing?
Maybe
at least the part I can see.
That's a good question. It's not
Like
too
a-
big. It's
round.
maybe like an inch wide.
Oh, okay. While I'm gonna back up a little bit, maybe 15 feet, give or take, and I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to go grab it.
You grab it. Do you need to? No, you just have Mage Hand, yeah. And
Yeah.
Okay. It's
And the hand
invisible
will be
Mage
invisible.
Hand. You summon it out and you go to pull it. Give me a dexterity athletics check to finesse this thing. Because you need to
Dexterity,
yank it, and that's
athletics.
kind of like a pull.
It would be the same as my sleight of hand.
Then do that. Natural 1.
Yeah.
Dug out at first.
Hang on.
I don't know.
This is actually a this is a
con save from
competitive
the
roll.
plant.
All right, it still manages to stay rooted. I was basically looking for a natural 1 in the competition check here. You cannot yank it out. It is either too rooted, too dug in. Maybe it's bigger below the earth than it is.
Okay. I'm
not
going
your-
to. Sorry.
Your mage hand just isn't strong enough to pull it out.
Fair enough. I'm going to take out a dagger, so I have one in my hand, and approach it. And if it moves in a way I don't like, I'm going to stab it. But otherwise, I'll use the dagger to dig it up.
You're like a cat dealing with like a slice of cucumber right now. Or like an almond or something.
You've killed my character. I'm being careful.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? No, that's fair. You come up to this small stalk. That's maybe an inch wide that's trying to wiggle out into the sky. It is a weird looking plant. It's somewhat reminiscent of like a mushroom. Maybe a beanstalk.
Okay. All right. Well, if it doesn't look dangerous, I'll, I guess, grab it by the greens and kind of try to pull it up.
Okay. You stick your hands within the soil itself, trying to uproot it. John has to roll a check.
And Corley loses a hand.
Can you give me, I guess, another... how are you going about this? Is this just a pure strength thing you're doing? You're just trying to yank it? Or are you trying to, like, delicately...
Well, I don't want to break it, so if it doesn't come out easily enough,
It does
then
not,
I'll take
no.
my dagger and kind of dig around it a little bit to
Okay.
try to loosen it.
As you dig around it, you feel maybe an inch or two below the soil, something is there. Like a patch of something, or something solid is just buried below the earth here.
So bigger than the little thing.
Much bigger. All
Okay.
around this little thing that is growing, there is something underneath the soil.
I'll try to move more of the soil away.
Okay, you stop digging with your knife and start brushing the soil away. And there in your dark vision on the rain is something that reminds you of the mix between a blanket and a human back. because there's no muscle, but it is clearly like concurved downward. And there are more of these tiny little stalks growing up.
I really want to stab it. And this thing is growing directly from this.
Yeah, this
Skin
like
back.
sheet almost of
Okay.
some kind of substance, since I assume you haven't touched it yet.
Well, I mean, I dug around, so I assume I brushed it at some point.
Okay. Do you wear gloves?
No, not usually.
Then you would have felt some spongy material that sort of gives when you put into it, and then kind of weirdly undulates back into its original form.
Okay, and the thing that is growing out of it, it doesn't look loosened at all. Like, does it still look like I need a really hard yank to take it out?
It is clearly attached to whatever this substance is.
Okay, I'm gonna push the dirt back as much how it was as before, hoping
Okay.
the rain will kind of erase whatever traces. And I'm gonna make a swing by the town. How much light is lit, especially around that building that Paradigm pointed out?
Nothing around that building particularly is noticeable. Rather, it is the other buildings which are lit. There are small little domiciles where people live and where they come out to work. And those buildings are all clearly lit. It is still... The sun may be down, it may be dark, but it's not late enough to, like, truly go to bed when you're an adult.
Okay. I'll get a little closer to that tower.
Okay, so you enter the first village. You'll have to pass a house to do this. Are you
Okay, I'll have to go through light to get to this place.
The streets are not lit, so outside is fine, but the buildings you will have to cross. At
Okay.
least one or two.
I think I'll call it a night. I'll head back to the others.
Okay. You reach the outskirts, you try to find a direct path where you can just reach that central location. Here, you will be able to truly tell that this is some sort of silo or granary. And then you will head back across the field. I assume you're going to follow that hook formation again, and just head straight north and then hook around. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
and I'll try to step on, less mud to kind of not leave as many tracks as possible.
Okay.
But I'm not trained in survival, so I'll do my best.
The farm god kidnaps Coralie. Tamara, you quit shitposting. You head back and you will find Helga, who is on watch, who could not see anything of what you were doing since it was too dark.
Helga, it's strange. The ground is growing these. Maybe you should get some sleep. I'm kind of wired. What? Get some sleep. I'll tell the others in the morning.
Wait. I can't sleep not knowing what you are not telling me right now. You can't start telling a story and then not finish it and expect me to be able to sleep.
That's fair. Picture an ugly old man lying on his stomach. Think of the
Done.
most disgusting warts you've ever pretended to treat. That is
Okay.
what's growing out of his back, and that's what they're harvesting.
So, are you telling me that they're growing things out of dead people?
I don't think it was dead. I didn't stab it to check, but I thought I should come and tell you first.
Okay, that's gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Paradigm was right about the granary. The tower seems to be some sort of storage.
Okay. Well, I'll go to sleep when I get relieved of my watch. So if you need to go to sleep, I'm okay here for a bit.
No, I slept all day.
Oh, right.
You get warm. I'll stay out here.
Okay. Sure. See you in the morning.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too. I'll go back to the tiny hut and go to sleep.
Okay. You head back to the tiny hut, and you all will do your circle of watches. I need everyone except for Helga and Coraline to roll me a 1d100 or 1d20. Let's just do 1d20. That's way easier. Oh my god. Paradigm. You are the first watch, and you are the last watch. As your watch, when everyone is kind of getting up, and, you know, Coraline is basically taking a nap at some point, you will see the villagers exiting their buildings in the early morning, like the 5 to 6 o'clock time. The sun doesn't truly rise here, but it sort of pierces through the overcast sky, creating this blue-hued world. And you will see them in a different field to the south this time, nearly 1.5 miles away from you. There's about 30 of them. And then everyone's up and you can share this information.
I will. I'm more or less, this is me assuming that they just have multiple fields of whatever the fuck this is.
Mm-hmm.
And when everybody's up, Coraline will share what she saw as well to everybody.
Maybe,
It is now the 15th.
Maybe-
Can everyone subtract 2 rations from the party sheet?
Yeah, I got it. I'll take care of
Thatch
it.
is doing it.
maybe, Coraline, you and Revit could go in the dead of night again and appropriate some of their, flesh sheets.
If we cut into this thing, there's a chance that it just dies. And
Well,
if
I'm
it,
not saying cut into it. You have mold earth. Just mold earth.
I can't levitate it out. I can probably excavate it?
That's, yes.
Okay. Alright.
It seemed very.
Paradigm kind of like puts his hands to his face out of frustration a little bit.
He's your
The
key to
reason I
blood
didn't-
cocaine, you tell yourself multiple times. You were forced to forgive Revit.
Just need a little bit more.
A paradigm. The reason I didn't cut into it last night is, what if it screams?
Well, I'm not saying cut into it. I'm saying just have him dig it out with mold earth around it, because then you don't have to even touch it until you pick it up. Take the blanket with you and just wrap him in the blanket.
It seemed pretty big.
It was a big thing, I thought.
I mean, I didn't. So it was at least, a foot square, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it was at least bigger than that.
What's wrong?
Is there any way you can collect a sample of the soil or the vegetable or?
What I'm saying is just get one, or
Merlin
see
kind
what
of
it
rubs
is.
her hands.
Just
I
get
detect magic.
one of.
Oh, I can cast
Can I detect
spell
any magic?
if it's screaming.
Coraline is covered in magic.
The dirt, I should say, that comes off her hands.
No.
So just dig up one
Coraline?
of these things.
She's
and
magical.
Bring it back to camp so we can see what it is,
Then
and then we decide if we take it all.
Might I
I'll
suggest that if
some
we are
notice.
digging something up, we take it from the field that they just collected from, as that is the
Yes.
one they will probably check last.
So the field in the south is what they worked on today. So
Also, a thought: there is a silo for storage.
Yes.
Eventually, somebody is going to come collect that and distribute it, and that might be where we can obtain our sample. However, that might expose us to other people.
well, I think we'll have our sample once we take whatever the hell it's growing out of.
This is true. That
I
is
like all these
definitely the best
ideas.
plan. However, if we're taking this with us, then in a manner of X amount of days, with X being how many fields they have, somebody will definitively notice that it's gone. So if we take it, we better book it north right away.
Helga,
We should.
You
get...
still have that crossbow, right?
I do have a crossbow, yes.
We burn the silo down.
Why?
If they don't have all of this food, if we set them back, it sets back their plan in Thorazor.
But
We're
they
not
would
starting a war.
They would.
We're
They
not
would assume it was
We
Destiny.
don't need to start a war. We fire the arrow
They
and we book
assume-
the fuck out of there.
They assume that someone shot an arrow of fire into their silo. Ergo, it was Destiny. It's not a huge leap of thought.
Quiet. We're quiet. You know. Like,
The whole point.
We are quiet.
Yeah.
That's a counter argument.
The entire
This
point
is-
of stealing from the last field they collected from is to give us potentially days before our theft is discovered. If we fire an arrow and set fire to the silo, they're gonna know that instant that something is here causing mayhem and start a search.
If you
Well,
Well,
that.
I like your
that,
thinking of disrupting their process.
that
Doing
leads
it with
back to
fire
the
and
solution.
violence leaves us exposed.
This
We
is
still
just a
have-
raid
Counterpoint.
target to me.
Counterpoint, it'd be really fun to watch that thing burn down.
The map says this is a raid target, as Paradigm points at the blank paper that you see.
Then
we're
all
not
for
here
a
to
little
start a
arson.
war.
we would need plausible deniability.
What you would
What
need to do
plausible
is kill all
deniability?
of the witnesses too. Yeah, kill
Well,
at
no,
least
I don't want to
30
do
people.
that. I don't want to do
Paradigm
that.
waves his hand to the fucking guy in the corner that is John. That's fine, we can kill him.
It's XP.
Well,
That's a bit. That's
Paradigm-
taking it a bit far.
I look
If you
behind where
would
Paradigm's
kill
waving for shade.
everyone here, then maybe.
Either way, Meza says this will be assumed to be from Toast, and we are
Oh,
not supposed to show our hand yet.
So
Fine,
Sure.
we just steal.
we could just kill a spirit
It can be
beast.
simple.
Can we make it look
We don't
like an
need to
accident?
slaughter a town, even though I want to.
Perhaps
I mean, it
we
might
should
be
find
easier.
out some more information about this before we make our theft.
Yes, I agree. We should try and get into the silo to harvest one of the things that's already been harvested, and then maybe take that back instead of the creature.
That would be
I
harder to
still
notice.
think that the whole whatever it's growing out of would be best, because then Moru would have all of the information to work with, not just some mushroom-looking thing sprouting off of it.
I
Well-
agree with Paradigm. I figure
Yeah, I
if
think
we're
we
gonna
want the bodies.
if we're gonna spend the time to go all the way, you want all the bodies? You want all of them to die? No.
Yes, we
Just,
steal
no,
all
I
of
just
them.
want. No, I just want one body.
Well, that makes it better.
Here's
Cor-
another
Coraline,
question.
How big did it seem? Like 10 feet wide, a field wide?
I only poked around about this big. I have a tiny dagger, not a shovel.
Okay.
That's where the mold earth comes into play, Revik.
Okay.
How about this? We get the plants tomorrow night or tonight. If that goes well, Revik and I try to steal a sample.
I think
Otherwise, we go for the biggest building. We politely ask the owner to come with us, silence anybody else in the house, and make our way out of here.
I
Maybe
think
leave a note saying
you
that
are-
he hated his wife and that's why he stabbed her 16 times.
Your
You
own
know?
kidnapping. You're always for
Jesus
kidnapping.
Christ!
This is.
Why
This is like
16?
every-
That's a very specific number, Coraline.
Could
Well,
you not
my
just
life-
once?
16 times.
What?
He
Actual-
had-
That's
All right,
a
John wants
request
an
that he-
actual actionable plan. We've been discussing this for a while. What do we want to do?
say
Just
we take. I say
take
in
samples.
the middle of the night we take what one of the things that's buried, and go from there.
Some samples. That's it.
I say-
agree.
I
can
say
we-
if we're gonna take a sample, we should take the small sample first, and the moment we take the large plant out of the ground, we go.
Yeah.
Like we
Great.
take it in the middle of the night and we go. We don't wait, stick around to see what happens afterwards.
Agree.
Normally, I would agree, but the smaller samples are in the storage place that are more harder to get to without being seen.
What if you wait till it's later so people are actually asleep? It'll probably be easier to get in. Because they weren't asleep before, right? The lights were on.
Right. I understand what you're saying, Coraline, but I don't think I don't want us to remove the larger plant and stick around to do something else.
None
I
of
had
us have
planned to
seen
do
guards,
both
right?
within an hour.
No,
I'm just
I haven't
saying
seen
we
guards.
get the plant that is most valuable, and right after Revik and I go to steal from the tower.
Okay.
We don't wait a day. We wait when it is done and you have the plant. We go right away.
I feel like getting both samples. That makes more sense, and I feel like getting both samples is important because there's potential that when we remove the larger plant from the ground, it doesn't survive the journey back.
It's a potential that if it's alive, it gives an alarm. I think you should come with me this time. Maybe wait a little ways from the field where you have some cover.
We
But
could
be
just-
close in case.
We have
could
this
put-
large blanket. We could just fill it with dirt, put the thing in the dirt, and then make it stay alive within the dirt if that's the issue. If it needs to be underground to grow, then we just fill it with earth. We just cover it with earth and fill the blanket.
We really don't know how big this thing is under the ground.
Well, they
that's
collected them.
part
so-
of what we need to see.
Okay, then that's the plan. We go and we observe how big this thing is. We use some mold earth to see what's around it. If it looks like we can take it out of the ground, we take it out of the ground, and shortly thereafter we let Revik and Coraline go and get the smaller sample from the silo. And then, if we have everything,
Okay.
we leave.
Great.
Let's try to take the one from the edge too. Perhaps they'll forget that it reaches that far and go, oh, maybe there's one left now. One less now, no big deal. If we take one
Okay.
from the middle, it'll be more obvious.
Okay, so we're gonna
Thought we
wait
were
until
fine.
nightfall, and then
Yes.
we're gonna move closer to the silo, and then on the way back we're getting the sample. Or
No,
we're gonna fuck with
moving
the earth?
close to the field.
Earth first, silo
Okay,
second,
earth fire
get
first.
last.
Cool. Then at night you wait. Is this like a full team thing, or is this Revik and Coraline? I heard that at some point.
I'd say
Revik,
it should just be
Coraline,
the
and
two of
Thatch?
them.
Touch?
For the field,
It-
Coraline was hoping the team would get within 2 rounds of running. Let's go.
So 60 feet
Just-
away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
think,
fine.
I think that's smart.
in the event the
Yeah.
thing turns out to be like a giant creature that attacks us.
Mhm.
But as
Okay.
for
Or-
going into the city, it should only be Revik and Coraline because
Yeah.
the rest of us aren't.
Also,
Stealth.
yeah, right. If it turns out to be really big, then Thatch and Paradigm are going to need to drag it out of there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right,
'Kay.
night comes. The 15th happens. There are no encounter checks in this area. You guys head back around the way Coraline had once gone. Temer apparently cast invisibility on himself.
No, it's what not myself. I was just gonna. That was my highlighting of guys going into the city. I can cast invisibility on you, and that's what it looks like. It's just up to an hour.
Okay.
If you need that.
You describe the spell for them. How about that? You guys get to that field. What time of night is it?
I'd say wait for like the dead of it.
So midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait
Ah.
until most of the light in the town is out.
Okay. You
Sleep
guys
during
wait.
the later afternoon, so we
and
can
wait.
have some energy.
Yep. You sleep during the early afternoon. You eat. Why don't we do rations for the 15th right now, then?
Got it? Taken care of.
You eat, and long into the night, early on the 16th, you guys shall enter the fields.
Sorry, John. While we're waiting, can we kind of cover over like the hole that we had for
Yeah.
our tiny hut
You
to kind
can
of
fill it
erase
in.
any traces as much as possible?
Pack up our camp and get ready to go.
You guys were in a very good spot, a 19 out of 20 good spot, one might say. Chances are no one even knows this place exists, and you guys had quickly cleared up the small hole that filled kind of with water, but was kept out during the sleeping portion of your days due to the William's tiny hut being waterproof. You guys head to the field, back where you guys have come or back where Coraline was. And Coraline, within this day cycle, so all throughout the 15th, more of these stalks were already growing. And now there are maybe like, well, here. John has to look at his notes real quick. I'm sorry. John made this stupid fucking plan. He might as well stick with it, right?
Yeah, John, why are you making us track a plant?
Because that was your mission that you set for yourselves.
Mission we're given, by the way.
We're no good
Okay.
at robbing.
So in these patches that are about 10 by 10, I guess, squares, yeah, because this is two-dimensional. You're looking at the ground. In patches of 10 by 10, spread out about 30 feet each, many of these weird little mushroom stalks are growing. They have a bulb at the top, which is maybe like 2 or 3 inches across, so now they're tiny little balls, which have been stocked up in these patches. Fuck off, JC. I knew it when I said it. You don't need to make the face. However, between these, just clear earth, clear dirt, nothing is growing. It seems like these, like 30-foot stretches of just space are barren. The earth looks dry, even though it rained like all last night. And it's not raining now, but, you know, the overcast, everything, like, this thing should be damp still, at the very least. And as you feel the crunch of the soil around it, it is bone dry. Something you did not recognize when it was raining last night.
Sorry, John. So it's a roughly 10 by 10 square where the chutes are.
Yes.
And then between the areas of 10 by 10 chutes, there's 30 feet or so of barren, dry...
Like a 30 radius, if you will. Like a 30-foot radius.
That's the life out of everything around it.
They would only be able to grow industry.
It's a vampire mushroom.
Oh my god, that's where the vampires went.
The thing eats Revik.
Catch it, Mr. Frog.
You guys are still like 60 feet away from this thing, but you can clearly see these like 3-inch long stalks that have been growing all day.
Well, Mr. Revik, shall we go?
Okay, well... okay, here we go. Let's do it.
Remember, if something happens, you hold it off for 5 or 6 seconds, and I will be way in front of you, running back to the group to warn them.
Oh, is that the plan? Okay, yeah, well, we just play it by ear usually, so we'll see what happens. But this is a good outline.
Are you guys carrying your entire inventory, expecting to leave?
I dropped the gifts. No dibs.
there you go.
I'm not encumbered with mine.
Mobile field well. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep, same here.
Just making sure. Just checking.
Assuming all those saddlebags are on me, right?
Like, I would assume that the bedroll, for example, is at the camp, so...
Oh, I thought you
We have
guys
the
abandoned
ready
your
to
camp.
pack it.
We did.
We have it packed up and ready to move, but we're not carrying it for this part. Maybe
Okay,
at the
so
edge
it's
of the
still
wood.
in that little clearing that you guys found?
Edge of the woods.
Edge of
More
the
like.
woods somewhere. Alright, that's what I needed to know. Coraline and Revik, the show is yours. The stage is set.
Oh, shit.
What would you like to do?
Sneak up to the most outer patch, and go to
You
the
do
most
so.
outer patch of that patch, and I think you can try right that corner. See what's there.
Okay, here I go. And so Revik's gonna try and mold earth just in the corner, just as like very slowly and carefully, moving the earth around the stalks, sort of like
Give me a Wisdom Arcana check to truly
Sure.
control this cantrip. Because every other time you're just yeeting 5-foot cubes of fucking ground everywhere.
What's your wisdom mod?
That way. My wisdom is 2, so it's a +2.
Okay. You uncover a You're being careful. We're gonna say you cover or uncover a 2 by 2 foot section of this 10 by 10 foot patch.
Okay.
So 4 square feet of 100 square feet, I suppose.
I keep going, but I'm assuming that Coraline is the one watching as I carefully lift it up, so she can get a better look at it. I'm
She's
just
got
trying
her
not
dagger in her hand.
With your ready to attack, Coraline, you can both look at this strange sheet of fibrous material in your dark vision. It is pale white with your dark vision as well, since there is no light being shed, there's no coloration that you can see, where these stalks are just shooting up out into the sky immediately. The dirt that they were pushing through no longer being there. It is gross. It looks somewhat like flesh. But the spongy material is maybe like 3 inches deep, and then it just rests on more dirt.
And do we see the edges all around it?
Yes, it is like a pure, like, I guess a rectangle would be like a rectangular prism, but it's very thin on the width, and it's more wide and long than it would be. It's reminiscent to like a tarp being uncovered from the ground.
Oh my god, they spread-eagled vampire skin.
Can Revik try and go deeper instead of going like sideways, just to see how deep this flesh is? Like...
Yeah, it's 3 inches deep, but as you begin to excavate the corner and it begins to fall down, you can see many thousands of tiny roots that are just dug into the earth. And they keep going.
Try to pull it up.
To pull, I can't tell. Okay. All right.
Don't worry, I'm keeping watch.
Knife in hand.
So, I guess what Revik is trying to do is like trying to like crumble up the dirt and then lift it up as like not a cube but dust particles, I guess.
No.
Sort of like in an attempt to get the
Just touch it.
That is not how Mother Earth runs. You are not an earthbender here, Toph.
Alright. Fine. I lift it up. Just the dirt under that corner.
You lift it up. It is somewhat rooted into place with this fibrous, well, fungal root, as you guys have clearly deduced that this is, in fact, a mushroom.
I want to try something. I'm going to cast Shape Water,
Okay.
and I want to get a little bit of my water, say about a
Dibs
liter or so.
explodes.
What? Does
Yeah,
it just explode?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot cube.
Yeah, but I want to...
You guys, this is not Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is for This is Minecraft, okay? Stop doing this. Come on.
I just want to... Because I can instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water. So I want to drip some out and make it flow kind of around the roots to see if they react.
Why don't you just use the whole, like, part of the... Just
Dump the
spray
water on it.
Why do you need to shape water? You're making everything
Because
more
I have the
complicated.
cantrip.
Stop using your spells for things you can do with your fingers. Okay? This is pointless.
God, how long have they taken at this point?
Like 30 minutes with how fucking...
Paradigm's gonna walk over.
Just piss
my
on it.
God.
Why don't you
Paradigm.
just piss on it, huh?
I discourage Paradigm from interrupting. Like, just let
Paradigm
them-
doesn't hear you.
All right.
Paradigm's
He's just
an
walking
asshole.
over.
I'll just pour some water on the exposed roots to see
Thank
if
you.
they react.
Yes, they react. They love water, and it absorbs immediately, and all the other stalks begin to grow in an accelerated rate.
But do the roots like move towards the water or anything like that, or they just absorb it in place?
Well, you threw it on the sheet, right?
Like on the exposed roots, but on the very side to try to see if any of the ones that were a little close. Like I want to see if it'll release if it's attracted to a source of water.
The roots don't move.
Okay.
They follow plant logic. They're not intelligent plants.
Alright, well, it didn't scream, so I'm gonna try and get... I'm throwing all caution away, and I'm gonna try and dig up the whole thing, okay?
Do you have a shovel?
No, but I do still have mold earth.
Okay, so you're trying to get this, like, a few inches of earth just off the entire sheet?
I wouldn't be allowed to just do the cube at a time, right?
That would be like the thing, right? Oh, okay. You just want to suck out all the earth from around it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can totally do that.
Alright.
Here,
Cool.
let me try to cut the roots while you do this. And I slide his fancy sword out of his scabbard, and I
My
start
fancy
slicing at the roots.
No, wait, hold on. That's an heirloom. It's like, it belongs to a friend of mine who's dead.
Don't worry, I'll give it back. It just works better than a dagger. A dagger's for pointy things. It's not for cutting.
I'm gonna start digging up the thing then. Just
Okay.
Molding earth. Right.
You mold the earth out from beneath the roots. The foamy-like sheets of fibrous materials begin to sag and fall. The stalks that were once pointed directly towards the sky are beginning to lose traction and fall sideways into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
There is no audible screeching noise if you're looking for that.
Oh, I was lucky. Okay, cool. I don't know how long it takes, but we're working in tandem. We're gonna try and dig out the whole thing. From the whole 10 by 10 square, I think.
Yep, it is a 10 by 10 square of this weird foamy material that you
Wait, no, we just
uncover.
want the little the little one.
The whole thing is a 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we dug up a little 2 by 2 or something.
No, it's 10 feet by 10 feet. The entire
The
plant.
each sheet is 10 by 10, and then the 30 space between each of them is another 10 feet of another, like, patch.
Oh, okay. I thought the 10 by 10 was made of little units. All right, I misunderstood.
Cut a piece
I
off
mean, you
of it.
could
You could
cut
try that.
a piece off of it, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
That's a big. I'll try to cut maybe a foot square or so of it.
Okay. You cut into it. It is it's organic matter that it's not an intelligent creature, so you just cut it. Don't worry about AC or HP or anything like that. How big of a wedge do you want?
Actually, you know what? I want to cut about 6 inches wide all along the 10-foot section. That way, maybe they won't notice that it's instead of 10 by 10, it's 10 by 9.5.
Okay. You do so. You chop. It's not a perfect 6-inch, but you've made a little jagged line of fibrous material that has been sectioned off now.
Roll it up.
You touch it.
Yep.
At this point, Thatch will walk up because it
It
seems
sucks
like
your blood.
all caution has gone to the wind, and offer up a sack that he had been using to carry rations. If you want to put it in there.
Good idea. Maybe a little dirt in the bottom, or is that too heavy?
Thatch will scoop up some dirt and start tossing it in there.
You scoop up some dirt. It is dry. It is gross. But you can fill up this bag with dirt, or, make a layer, throw in the plant, then throw in more dirt if you so want to. This sack will weigh, I suppose, a max of 15 pounds, 20 pounds? I forget sack's ultimate carry weight.
30-pound capacity.
Then it will weigh 30 pounds as you fill this thing up with dirt, being safe. Who knows how long it will eat and then starve to death.
Gotta water it.
I think we should water it whenever we.
Revik has like
Not
50
impressed.
gallons of water.
5 gallons, but we're also next to a river, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we're done, like in theory, like taking the piece, Revik will try and put dirt back over it.
Okay.
Vivek, perhaps we should get going and let Paradigm do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Can I have my sword back?
Ah, yes, of course.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, cool.
It's got a nice edge to it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we go.
You put the spore-covered blade back in its sheath.
Oh, gee.
And
I don't like
head
blades.
into town. Coraline and Revik. It is half a mile to town from where you're currently at. And you're realizing now, as you're crossing it, and the piece is connected, I suppose, that the stretch from this layer of, or I suppose the fungal layer that is sort of like orbiting the town, there's just dry dirt. All the way from that one section that you were at, all the way back to town for half a mile.
What if the villagers are mushroom people?
What if they're homunculi?
What if they're people?
What if they're charmed?
But outside that circle, like from where we came from, the plant
just
life on the
grass.
ground was fine.
It's grass, yeah.
I don't like the looks of this. We should be quick.
Yeah, I agree with you. By the way, be on the lookout. Maybe if there's like a mouse or something, I can talk to it or something. Just a thought.
Paradigm has a snake, I think.
Yeah, that's great. That snake's an asshole, though. We can't get into this right now. We gotta go.
You guys rush.
Stealthily.
Stealthily rushing. You will cross this half-mile stretch. You will be at the perimeter of the town, which has no grass growing in it.
Alright, the silo is over there this way, and I pointed out.
Okay.
Just be careful of try to avoid the lights as much as possible.
Okay, that sounds good. Are you able to pick any locks, or do we have to like brute force our way in?
Yeah, don't worry about the box.
Okay, gotcha.
Assuming
Alright.
I don't roll terribly.
Are you doing Pass Without Trace for this?
Well, now it would be now or never, right? So I'll burn it. Yeah.
Alright, you burn it. We won't do any checks. Pass Without Trace somewhat erases your entire presence, Naruto style.
Sorry,
And
wrong
we
one.
can pass by these buildings. The lights are out. The windows are made of glass and wood. The entire structures are made out of like this strong pine wood. And as you reach the silo, you realize there is a small is relative, a 10-foot stone fence sort of around it, reinforced with wood as well.
How are you at climbing?
Oh, very good. If it's how tall did you say it was, John?
It's 10 feet. Revik, you've climbed higher. Yeah, this is nothing to you.
I just vault it.
Okay.
Holy sacre bleu!
He exclaims loudly.
Coraline,
I'll try to climb, I guess.
give me an athletics check. You climb
not
it,
bad.
no problem.
Oh,
You dig into the wood with your feet. You scamper up it, no problem. Revik has a climb speed, so he doesn't give a shit, like at all.
I've also
And you
got
guys are
25.
on the other side of this stone/wooden wall. There's about 5 feet between you and the outside of this silo, which is rather large.
Can Revik point to the door and then say, "I'm gonna check for guards," and I'm gonna kind of look around the corners to see if there's anyone nearby.
Give me
I
a
mean,
perception
we're
check.
inside the fence, but you know, while Coraline is working on the
You'd
door.
think you'd do that on top of like the wall, right? But it's
Oops.
Alright.
You don't
I'll-
hear any guards immediately. You don't see anyone with like torches out or like flashlights going. There is indeed a door, for this is not a true silo that you go to the top at and then, you know, dump grain into. This is more of a granary mill kind of situation. Chances are there is going to be a way downward rather than upward. Well, there will be a way upward. There's many floors to this place.
I'll quietly try the door, see if it opens.
It is locked.
I will try to unlock.
Give me a Thieves' Tools check. We haven't had one of those in forever. Jesus.
I assume Thieves' Tools Dex.
Yeah. That's what it's based on. Oh my god. You pick the mechanical lock so easily and so quickly, you're like, oh, this is just a shitty little bar, and you just... and
I wasn't
open...
even done locked.
You open the first floor. It is actually a rather low ceiling, maybe like 5.5 feet tall. There is another more sturdy looking door that is downwards on this wooden staircase that is, I guess, circular in nature or spiral-like in nature. That leads to a bottom floor, and then there is a ladder which leads upwards. In the middle of this room, there is this weird stone. You guys know how a mill works, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Somewhat.
It's that stone rotating thing where you'd throw stuff onto it to get crushed by a grindstone, and then you'd make some kind of flour out of it. And it is a weird smell in this room. This is not like wheat or flour or grain that you smell.
I assumed the heavy packages they would bring downstairs rather than upstairs.
Yeah, but if there's a millstone, are they crushing it? We should see if there's a finished product as well. Just, yeah.
So
Okay.
up first?
Yeah, let's go up first, sure.
You guys head upstairs to the second floor. I'm assuming you guys are being sneaky beaky like, since Pass Without a Trace is still going.
Yeah.
Coraling's ready to shank a motherfucker if he sees a exposed back. There is no one within this entire structure, though, which
Good.
is somewhat odd. If this was so important that Paradigm's map would see it. You clamber up to the second floor. There's not a whole lot going on here. There's a bunch of storage stuff, which is currently empty. However, there is a chute here, which is somewhat... it's not odd for those who know it, but chances are, the grain, if this was grain that was originally grown here, it's getting, started at the top for whatever reason, and then it's shooting down to here for, a second layer of processing into other storage bags, sacks, barrels, crates, and then assumedly you go downstairs and then you grind it. There's a weird process here that is happening if they are processing this mushroom, which has nothing to do with just grinding wheat into flour.
We'll have to make a note of that, because in theory, that mushroom might not be edible by itself.
Is there any flour dust or something on the millstone or in the chutes that we could collect?
You can collect this weird residual powder, yes. Do you have a way of containing it outside of just a burlap bag or sack? Do you have a vial?
I'll take
vial.
I'll take a cup from my mess kit and kind of put it in there and shove a ration to kind of seal it.
That's not gonna work, Chief. I'm just gonna...
Okay.
There are many kinds of containers. You don't, stuff a cup with a pickle jar to make sure something stays within that cup, right?
No, because the ration is, gooey, right?
No.
No.
No? It's not like a granola bar or something?
Just
No,
stick some
it's 2
jerky
pounds
on the
worth
end
of
of the lid.
assorted food.
Okay. I don't have any other.
You just fucking eat
containers.
slop.
Did
2
you
pounds
say-
of fucking
Would
goop
you
every...
say that the residual dust is loose, like earth, or we could turn it into a cube of some
No.
sort.
Oh my god. Just put it in your MRE bag.
I don't think we have any. Hold on.
I'm glad.
Alright,
John
I
got
guess you guys can't collect this then. We can move on.
Oh,
Yeah.
tinder boxes have a closed section because
You
you,
want to
open it
throw
and
all
you
of your
got that tinder-
matches down and just
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
I
like
mean,
one of
yeah,
them
I
while you
guess
do
so.
No,
Sure.
if I'll make sure it's all off. Shove the rest of the stuff in my belt pouch, and then just use the empty tinderbox as a container for this dust.
Okay.
Can we make
yeah.
passive checks to see if it matches light in Coraline's bag?
No, it's fine.
Your god, do not let it match in there.
Matches light
Not in
on
the
their way
silo.
down.
It'll explode like a motherfucker. That's why I want to
No.
burn it down.
No fire in the silo, please.
Coraline, you do this. You collect this weird residual powder. It is not a weight that you have to worry about.
Okay.
Just denote that on your sheet somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. The very top floor is the last one you should explore, or that you can explore, not should. You climb up there. There is an actual weird grindstone that has been shifted up here. There was one at the bottom. There's one at the top as well. And this one is not so much a pure block of stone that rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and keeps rolling. It's this weird grooved, almost pulverizing metal contraption. It's reminiscent to a fine cogwheel with many divots and divots.
Is there a residual for this one too?
I suppose, but it's the exact same as the previous ones.
That's weird.
Is there a supply of the things they grind here?
No. There does not appear to be.
But it seems to be coming down
Yeah.
into this room. Is there another floor to go up?
No, this is the top floor where something is pulverized and it goes down into a chute, which is collected at the second floor, which you were in, which you got this powder from.
But is there a way we can see where they get the stuff to grind up here? Other than this ladder we climbed up.
Assumedly, somebody climbs this ladder.
Okay.
We have to see what's at the bottom. If they're storing it here, we should at least see the the end product, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing here, so we should get going.
Okay.
You climb down to the ground floor.
And then
And
head
there's
down
that
the stairs.
extra heavy door, right?
Yes, this is a steel reinforced wooden door. So bands of metal are wrapped around its sides and on its edges. This would be difficult to batter through, but you're not here with a battering ram, so we don't really have to worry about that. It's just the lock that you have to give me a check to break into.
Alright, I will try to unlock it. Where's my thingy? There we go.
Unfortunate. What is that, a 2?
Yeah.
A natural 2 does not break through this wooden door. This lock is beyond your skill, apparently, Coraline.
They
Can
built
I-
a broken lock. They must not even have a key for this.
Can I look around for a are there any signs of animals in here, like rats or mice?
Give me a perception check.
Sure.
The answer will not surprise you.
Sure.
There's no
Okay.
animals within this entire area, which
Huh.
is also a very strange thing if you are running on common logic.
Right.
There's a shitload of rats everywhere, no matter where you go.
Yeah. There's no animals here, no rats or anything. I know we need to leave right now, but whatever's down here is probably very important. Should we regroup with the team and hope that they don't search for whatever? Maybe they won't notice that we took a small portion?
I'm tempted to try to break down the door, but they're gonna notice that.
They wouldn't notice that. We gotta make a decision right now.
If there's a door and a lock, there's a key.
Yeah.
True, but
Don't forget keys exist, you lock pickers.
Paradigm knows that.
Did we see any sort of office or
No.
desk or something
This is
administrative?
clearly like a storage work area, not a office building that has a manager's quarters.
Okay.
There's no key ring on the wall next to the door.
Unfortunately
there.
not. It would kind of defeat the purpose.
Alright,
Our
Alright.
only other chance, the lock would be in the fanciest building that is not this one.
do you want to see if we can get into the fanciest building and find a single key?
Either that or find the single key holder. Tell me, my frog friend. Oh, how opposed are you to a little forceful diplomacy if we need to?
That's the only diplomacy I know.
Excellent. We shall go look for the big building.
You go look for the second biggest building, but it is 8 o'clock. I want to ask everyone how everyone is on time, because I'd like to end the village arc in one session rather than, trigger it for your multiple.
I can
I'm
stick
good.
around for longer.
I can stay around for longer.
If one person can't, we're gonna stop. So I'm asking everyone. Helga, are you nodding, Julia? Okay.
Yeah,
Thumbs
I'm
up.
good.
Temer, you good? Okay, Coraline, Revik, we're pushing through. Let's try to go quickly.
Alright. Where's the nicest looking building around here?
You will eventually find the nicest looking building. Compared to all the shitty village shacks, you will find an actual, what appears to be a station or an office of some kind. It is a 2-story building. It is maybe a 40-foot front, and then it goes down 20 or 30 feet. It seems to be
Any chance?
Yes.
Sorry, I was going to ask if any chance one of the windows is open because it's a very hot night that Revik could just jump into.
It is not a hot night at all. It is a crisp, cool spring evening. The sun is never out here. It is rarely
So some people
hot.
would want a nice breeze, though, I would assume.
Assumedly. You don't see any open windows, though.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, I guess we'll try the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take out my trusty thief's picks.
Don't break your lockpick.
This door is nowhere near as secure as the one at the bottom of that silo place.
Well, we locked the door on the way back out, by the way, of the silo we left.
Okay. You cannot open this door, Coraline. Whether it's because it's dark, whether because your skin has this weird slipperiness to it right now, of sweat and weird fungus mushrooms. I don't know what to say. You rolled a 3. What do you want from me?
It's actually 4.
Yeah, 3, 4.
Oh my god.
Can Revik kind of climb up to the windows to see if there's a bedroom, just to see inside?
Climb up to the second floor. You find a small balcony into a weird triangular window, and you see a bedroom of sorts.
Do I see someone sleeping in there?
You should give me a perception check.
Sure.
Eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling.
You
16.
look in it. A 16. You do indeed see a form sleeping in a bed. It is a twin mattress, so it's not a big bed. It's a singular individual.
Okay. This window, if I just try and pull it up, will it open? Do they lock these windows on the second floor, or is this just a latch from the inside situation?
I think this is a latch from the inside situation. This isn't like a hinge open, push up, hinge closed modern architecture you're working with. This is you're in the Renaissance fair of the world. Their technology isn't as modern as anyone would like, including a thief in the night.
What do you see?
I see someone sleeping. Wait, hold on. I actually don't say that because I don't want to.
Oh, what was that? Tony Rizzono. What?
I hop back down. I saw someone sleeping. I have an idea, but it might not work. I can charm a person for a minute. I just have to convince them that this was a dream.
Oh no.
A minute should be enough, but Are there any windows on the first floor?
Yeah.
Can we see the latch from the outside? Like if we,
Give
squeaked
me a
up to the
perception
window.
check. That is what a perception check would be for.
Okay.
Can you roll just slightly better so I can let you into this house?
No, apparently not.
Apparently not, indeed. You can't see the latch. Maybe it's like a vertical bar just like so thin and so close to the window that you just can't... I don't know, man. Just roll better.
Okay. Is one of the windows very close to the door?
One would be
Like within
about...
10 feet?
Yeah, within 10 feet.
Okay. I'm going to post Mage Hand. It says a hand appears at a point you choose within range. Can I make it appear inside the house?
So if I stop fireballs from being centered behind water elementals, because I like the idea that angling matters when you are doing magical bullshit, I'm not sure how I will do this. I think this is you actually trying to finagle your spell. So rather than me set a hard limit on you, why don't you give me an Arcana check to see if you can figure out how to pull this off.
Okay.
There you go.
Not bad.
You figure out that Mage Hand, although you get it inside, you figure out how to worm its way through a crack in the wall and then materialize on the other side.
And once it's on the other side, I like it to maybe feel around to try to unlock the door, or if failing that, open a latch on the window that we can see.
Okay, well you can't
Like
see
I
latches.
can see the window, but what?
You cannot find the latches from your angling outside. That was what the perception check was for.
Right, I just want to kind of feel around with the Mage Hand and flip whatever. I guess.
Okay,
Tip, tap, tap, tap on the window.
Clack, 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 clack.
so you can't feel through your Mage Hand.
Well, I can unlock doors through a Mage Hand.
It does not have a nervous system for you to identify what the difference between the window and the latch is. So you can rub your greasy magical fingers all over this door, or all over the, window. We will never be able to detect the latch through it.
Can,
Okay.
can Revik look for a back door or even a window to tell Coraline up, left, up, like for the Mage Hand?
Or
On
try
your
the back
radio.
door since the front one didn't work.
This is such a luck check. You break the window open, you pieces of shit. I rolled a 4. No, there are no back windows that are perpendicular and parallel. Why are you weighing this up to
Get
chance?
Paradigm over here. He'll take it out.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, guys. The dice are not with you today, and everyone
Yeah.
knows architecture is just random chance, whether you break into it or not, I guess.
Alright, here we go. They're asleep, right? I
Yeah.
have one last question for John. Do they have a chimney?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do have a fireplace, yeah.
Revik will climb up, look for the chimney, and then kind of scuttle, looking, climb down through the chimney.
You need to take
And
off, all of your equipment to do that.
Sure, I tell Coraline to look away, and I take off all my equipment.
Oh my god.
Alright.
He didn't say you had to strip naked.
It'd be better
But Corley
if
will
you
gladly hold on to that sword of yours.
Someone took it.
Yeah, I take off all my equipment.
Alright, you take it off. Can I get an acrobatics check to squeeze through this chimney? The fire
Every
is
day.
not...
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
You are like...
We should break down the door.
Revik, your legs are too long. You're like, oh no, my hips have grown. You suddenly have childbearing hips, Revik. You used to be a little frog guy who could squeeze into things, and now you're just too fat. You're too big, too muscular.
Okay, I don't think this is happening, Coraline. Wait, hold on. I pull myself out because I can't get in.
Stuck.
Give me an athletics check to pull yourself out. Give me another nat 1. Okay, you do. Fine.
Alright, cool.
Get the horse on the roof.
come
and
back
bring it
down.
out.
I take my equipment. I take my sword back.
All right. People who have been standing in a field for over an hour. What about you guys? Anything going on there?
Well, since Paradigm was tasked to fucking seal up the dirt hole they left, I'm gonna ritually cast Detect Magic on the fucking flesh.
It is non-magical.
Okay, I cover it up.
You cover it up.
Actually, no. Before I cover it up, I want to stab my thumb or one of my fingers with the spike of my flail, and I want to drop blood right at the stalk of one where it meets the flesh.
It drips down onto the stalk. The stalk absorbs your blood. But
does it grow visibly?
No, not really.
Alright, I don't care anymore. I cover it up.
Okay.
And then I contemplate. I ask them, should we go after them? It's been a fucking hour.
Past that phase finishes.
Well,
You
we
still
haven't
have
heard
it.
any sounds from the village, so they haven't set off any type of alarm. But at this point, we need to be moving pretty soon. So if you want to go, I'll go.
Maybe your knee's gonna pull that shotgun shit again? It sounded like Celeste cocking her gun at Temer, or at Antois.
You see, if I don't sit down, then it doesn't tend to crack until I get back up. So if I stay on my feet, I should be good.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably wander on into town.
Yeah.
I suggest against this, but I offer invisibility to anybody who wants it.
Helga?
I'm all for going into town. I'm absolutely down.
We're gonna
So-
burn this place to the ground, aren't we?
I
I put the
suggest
blanket
against
over.
it.
I put the blanket over my head and we walk into town.
So set the scene, John. Do we come up to this house where we see like
I do not
frog,
walk into town myself.
frog legs
I'm
sticking
not-
out of the chimney
Antoine
or
wants
something?
to split the party like usual. So, who is invisible right now?
I'll take it if you've got it.
Yes, yes.
All right, Paradigm, Helga, and Thatch, give me stealth checks. Thatch, I
wait,
assume
I'm
you're
at the
wearing your
camp.
armor.
Like, take invisibility.
I'll take
Take
it.
I'll
invisible.
take an invisibility.
Yeah.
All three
will
of you.
be-
You can't all have the same invisibility
exactly.
spell on you. Okay.
Right, it's concentration. We can only do one.
Yeah.
So Emmer,
I can
who are
do
you
two.
cast?
Who do you think should have it the most?
I think Thatch
Give it to Thatch.
and
Thatch.
Helga maybe. Oh no, Paradigm. Thatch and Paradigm.
You just said all three of your players again. Just pick one.
What we do?
Understand?
Hold on. Give
Understand?
Thatch the
I said
invisibility.
Paradigm
I'm
and
gonna reduce
Thatch.
myself. I'm gonna turn myself into a pony.
Okay.
Like these two are the biggest. Thatch and Paradigm. Like these two are like.
Thatch
You
is
can
invisible.
only
I'm a
cast it
pony.
on one person. Who do you
No, I
pick?
can cast on two people. I
It
can
is a
cast on two people.
concentration spell.
And I can cast it on third level.
Oh!
Second person.
Why
Come
did you
on.
say that?
Oh.
What?
I cast it at third level is different than I cast it. Okay. You can cast it on two people at third level. Who would you like to cast it on?
Thatch, Paradigm.
All right, Thatch, please give me a. Just give me a stealth check. Helga, Paradigm, do the same.
Such
We're
a bad
killing. We're
idea.
burning the city.
That's okay.
No survivors.
I'm preparing the camp. I'm like, by the way.
You begin heading away into the forest where your shit is. Helga, Thatch, and Paradigm. Everyone's kind of asleep right now. I'm gonna roll the most important luck dice to see if anyone is awake where they get their full passive perception bonus. If everyone's asleep, I don't think it will matter even when you roll a 6. So, you guys wander aimlessly through the village, but it's not a big village, so You quickly see in the shadows of the night a frogman putting on his clothing next to a second-story house rather than the silo, which is maybe 45 feet away. You don't hear any alarm bells going or someone shouting and screaming intruders, so maybe you've been spotted and someone's being quiet, or maybe no one has seen you.
Cast reduce on the frog.
Your spell's gone. Your
That
visibility's
breaks their
gone.
Visibility.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Full size now. Okay, I'm gonna try the chimney again.
You fall down the chimney easily, with all of your stuff on, since reduce does all of your stuff as well.
Okay, I kind of. I don't sprint. I try and within a minute find the front door, so I can unlock it and open it.
You unlock the front door within a minute.
Just find the key. You don't have to unlock the
You
door.
don't
Just
have
find
to
the
do any
key.
of that.
Just get the
Find
key.
the key. We open the door, and now we have Coraline with her god tier stealth looking for the
Please, just get the key.
key. What? Where do you think the key is?
You
I'm
guys
sorry.
are yelling. Revik grows to his full size after the minute passes.
Is the door open?
Yes,
The door's
door's open. Revik is
I'm gonna
arguing
start
in it.
looking for a key.
Alright, give me an investigation check to look through
Oh,
the house.
God.
Oh,
Oh,
my
okay.
god, you do it.
Thank
You
God.
find the
Thank
key.
God.
Not in the bedroom, but in this man's study. You find a rather overly sized key that is labeled. It says storage on it.
An invisible
go
Thatch will
outside.
whisper as Revik walks out the door. Don't lock the front door, or we're never gonna get back in again to replace the key.
Okay.
Yes,
Maybe we
I'll
don't
just-
replace the key and he'll just think he left it at the thing.
We put it
The
right back
door.
where we found it.
I'll bring the key back. Let's quickly get our sample.
Go. Let's go.
Coraline and Revik run. Do you three follow him? Or them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll keep my eye out for anything going on. I'm the only one that's still invisible, so I
Give
can
me a
actually
perception
stand in the
check.
middle of the street.
You don't see anyone moving.
Alright.
You guys start. Coraline and Revik have both climbed this wall before. There is a gate to it, but you guys don't have the gate key. So, you watch as they jump over and climb up this wall. They are now inside the storage building. You guys can wait outside, I suppose, as Revik and Coraline head to this iron door, or steel-reinforced wooden door, and can open it with the storage key.
I pull out my hand flashlight.
You pull
I'll
out
take
your
a quick
flashlight.
look in case there's traps on the door.
Ignore that, please.
Components. Okay, I will.
Oh shit! Thank God. It was enemies abound. I accidentally clicked.
Revik and Coraline are now within the storage building, or storage cellar. This is separated by a partisan wall, so just little half wall. On the left, there seems to be stacks upon stacks of sacks, storage sacks for grain that are filled currently.
I look inside one of the sacks of grain.
Do you cut it open? They are kind of stitched closed at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll
Are
just
there-
take the sack then. If I'm allowed to steal one sack.
It
They
is
might
30
not-
pounds.
I just gotta get it to Paradigm.
Okay. You grab onto it. The other room that Revik didn't even bother to check Coraline, so I suppose you took the right while he took the left, has a... I suppose... I want to say it's like one of those weird service elevators that sort of just go up and down, that are kind of like pulled. You see...
Oh, a
little-
dumbwaiter.
Yeah, you see a pulley mechanism as well next to it on the outside. So in theory, someone could lift and raise things up to a part of the room you did not see, or maybe a secondary or third level. All of this stuff is filled with huge, mushrooms. There are barrels of the stuff that are maybe like a foot wide or a foot diameter at its root, and it comes out into this big bulb that is ovoid in dimensions.
I'll grab one of the mushrooms and bring it with me.
As you grab it, it squishes in your hands, and you feel a sickly spore begin to disperse into the air upon touching it. You do this, you look at your hand after putting it down for a second, and see that there is just a layer within the light of your flesh covered in this weird, milky, foamy substance.
That's gross.
It is gross, yes.
I'm gonna take out my anti-windshield cloak and wrap the mushroom in that to bring it with me.
You do so. You do the old cursed longsword trick, as it were. And take one of these spory things. And this cellar, guys, is huge, and there seems to be a secondary dugout or expanded cellar attached to it. Because at the bottom, or the back of the room, I should say, it just goes. It just continues to go. There's another door. Assumedly, there's more to this entire cellar than meets the eye. It probably is expanded beyond the fence outside, even.
I think we should let's quick while we're ahead.
That's a good idea. That's a lot of molder. We're only at the tip of an iceberg. We should get back.
Yes, we'll let other people burn this place. It'll be fun. Let's go.
Alright, we lock the doors behind us as we leave.
You lock the doors behind you. Your pass without a trace is certainly gone by now.
It's gone.
As you guys...
Edge will tell them to return the key to the house.
Right.
Here, take the mushroom. I'll bring the key back. You guys
I'm not
get
touching
ahead.
that mushroom.
It's wrapped in a cloak.
Oh.
Who's taking the key back? I don't care who.
I'll take it.
Alright, cool. Make sure you lock the door after.
I have 30-pound sack on back.
Thank you very much for taking that from me.
Coraline, when you touch the key, spores from your hand go onto it.
Oh no.
I'll try to wipe it on Revik.
No!
Oh no!
The key on Revik?
On his cloak?
Okay, so spores are now on the key, on Revik, on the cloak. Got
What are
it.
you doing?
Can I get... I'm trying to get it off. The spores are getting
You're
on
just
the key.
spreading it at this point, Coraline.
Yeah, he knows.
Hold on. I take my tinder box. I take my tinder box and I like hold the key out, and I spark some.
Oh, you're gonna
like,
make
flame.
lights. That's not a good idea.
Whatever, do it. We
Do
try
you have
and
a handkerchief or something?
We just need to get the key back without spores on it. That's it.
I've begun walking back to our supplies.
Yeah,
I'll
follow
I'll
Eric.
take my thing of water and try to dump some water on to wash off the spores.
Oh no. Why not just cut your hand open and give it your blood while you're at it?
You cannot wash off these spores. They stick and become like a glue-like substance, reminding you of that fibrous material sheet that was on the ground a few hours ago.
Okay.
I take out my sword because the sword seemed to have worked before, and I'm like, hold out your hand.
I don't like where you're going with this.
Hold out your hand. None of us.
If it looks like he's gonna swing, I'm gonna do something.
I don't know what you're planning here.
We're doing a Three Stooges gag in the middle of the street.
Okay.
So
Someone
Are
is
you trying
getting
to scrape
privately
off?
messaged on Discord, and now I'm worried.
Oh no, we've been doing this the whole time, John.
Okay. Well, guys, there's going to be a trace of this, I think, no matter what you do. Because you don't know the weakness to these spores yet. If Evie and I were to tell you it, you probably wouldn't choose to do it.
Up they can go,
Well, we
guys.
just gotta return the key. Maybe they'll think, oh, hey, we didn't clean it properly, you know?
Excellent. Return
Okay.
the key as is.
You return the key as is to where you found it in the study.
And then locks the door and leaves.
How do you lock the door?
Revik does it for her. He's waiting, like, hurry up!
How
Okay.
are you gonna get out?
I'll just unlatch one of the ground floor windows, lock the door, and then go out through the window and then close the window behind me.
Okay.
Leave the window unlatched.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You do just that, and you may retreat. I rolled a 3 to see if anyone was awake during the luck die. I took that as no one was awake. Jesus Christ, guys.
We tried.
Toast.
Do you leave that night? Or do you head back to camp
Please.
and wait till morning?
Yeah. We're gonna get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's leave.
You travel through the night. The most dangerous thing about traveling at night is running into shit. So let's see if you run into anything. John looks up his random encounter table. What is a 42 in Destiny? Is that death? You get to meet a Grim Reaper?
Please.
Oh, it's so bright. Your futures, they're so bright.
I have, by the way, ritualized Phantom Steed and just preparing the base camp and everything to like
Mhm.
gather up and stuff like that. This is what I was doing, just making it ready.
I was active too, John. I swear. You guys head out. Going up north. And something is going to happen on your way back. And I don't want to spoil it. So next time we meet, we will be doing an encounter that we're not going to spoil here.
When we get to the edge of the field, Corley's gonna try to use some of that dry dirt to rub off the crap from her hands.
Okay.
I just like put a lightning lure into the inside of your hand and have you grab it and just burn the entire shit out of it.
It's just spores. They
Growing
dirt,
on
not
your
not on
skin.
elves.
Revik is
So
complaining. It's like, you put it all over my clothes. Now I have to get new ones.
Aren't you a vampire? Why do you care about mushrooms?
But I care about my image. Image is all vampires have.
True! Actually true and base. Guys, we will be seeing you next week with a random encounter that has been, well, I won't say dying to meet you, but
Can the stag take me away again?
the stag will never
I'm
take
done
you away
here.
again. You don't even own Fireball. We will be seeing you guys next week. After that, tomorrow, we're doing our mass combat test. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm excited to see if people like it or not. So if you're being a part of that test and you haven't read it, go take a look at the document I linked. And then, you know, we'll go over that and roll dice and see if it's fun or not. Okay? Monday, Jesus, man, we got busy weeks of D&D now, 4 days a week. On Monday, we have the raid team. They are going to go and try to meet Grimir the Grave in Destry, because that's his last known location. They are on the hunt for an undead legionnaire. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, nothing's happening. Thursday is Discovery Team, paying the price and maybe meeting a new character? I'm not sure. I need to talk to John about that, since he got gibbed. Thanks to Gibby.
I thought you were talking about yourself.
No. Different John. 3 Johns in Thursday. Other than that, good job not alerting anyone to your presence. Then again, you guys don't
Despite our
walk into
best
town.
efforts.
We should have just fucking blown up the town.
I mean, now, yes. But how do we do it with plausible deniability?
I mean, mass
Well,
murder
we-
is always the answer.
You know what? We achieved our goal. We were I mean, well, not our goal, but they're all gonna die because of this. They're
Yeah.
just gonna be
How are they
mushroom
gonna-
men now.
I'll die.
A
How
new
they all
threat
gonna
is
die?
on the horizon that the political team now needs to deal with, or Thorazor may be fucked in the future. So, guys,
Oh shit.
see you later. Have a wonderful night, and as always, don't die. Peace out.